Get the voice on. Broadcast voice.
Broadcast voice. Hello. I think we're live.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to KUMB TV's Eyes Up, Mother Brown. Here we go again. We're back for another one of those big London derbies. West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur. And we're only about 2 or 3 minutes away from kickoff. So what we're going to do, myself and Nick, who's joining me. There he is right there. Look, there he is. Resplendent in blue tonight. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, yes.
Excellent.
Looking forward to this, actually.
We're going to split the honours tonight, aren't we? You're going to bring the West Ham team and I'm going to do the away team.
Indeed. Let's fire away. In goal, number 1, Lucas Fabianski.
Whee.
Number 5, Vladimir Kufal.
Whee.
24, Kilo Herrera.
That's the one.
Number 4, Kurt Zuma. Number 3, Aaron Cresswell. Number 41, our captain, Declan Rice. Number 28, Thomas Souček. Number 20, Jared Bowen. Number 8, Pablo Fornals. Number 22, Saeed Benrahma. Number 9, Mikel Antonio. And on the bench, we have Alphonse Areola, Darren Randolph, Angelo Bonner, Connor Coventry, Emerson. I nearly said Wally Downs then. Flynn Downs. Number 10, Emmanuel Lanzini. Number 14, Cornet. And our new signing, Lucas Paqueta. That was so pronunciations,
It's pretty good. The first thing that you guys will obviously notice is that we're missing 1 or 2 big players tonight. Gianluca Scamacca not in the team, Nick. What's going on there?
I understand that he's a bit poorly tonight.
Yes, so, I don't know exactly what.
Sick is what I've read on Twitter. So take that at face value.
So what that means is Big Mick is leading the line again for the Hammers. And we'll no doubt be expected to play the full 90 minutes. But he loves a goal against Tottenham, so I'm sure that won't be too much of a problem. In terms of our new signings, Nick, not too many out there tonight. Kera obviously starting, but I think that's about it, isn't it, in terms of the £180 million plus the club have committed to new players this window?
Yeah, it is. Hopefully, I think this game's just come a little bit too soon for us. Whoever, if Tottenham were to win tonight, thinking the unthinkable, it'll be, as they've said on the coverage earlier on, it will be their most successful start to the season ever. And it will be the first time in our entire history that we would have lost our first 3 home games of the season. So 2 records could go if we do not get at least a point from this tonight. And I'm not confident. No pressure. I'm not confident. I'll go for a draw. I'm not.
What are you going to go for? What score?
It's 1-1, 2-2, something like that. We're going to score the same amount of goals. That's what I'm committing to.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go for a cheeky 1-0 win, I think, tonight. Not really any evidence or anything to. I'm very bright on one side. It's that side. Turn around. Let's go around there a bit. I just fancy us to get a result tonight. In a traditional, playing the underdog's role against Tottenham, we tend to produce a decent performance against these, and we certainly need one. We're certainly due one this season anyway. Obviously, we're saying that we're going into this game, of course, on the back of 2 consecutive wins against Viborg and Villa last weekend. So it's not all bad.
No, it's not all bad, but you have to take into account the level of the opposition. And as much as it crawls in the throat when I say this, Spurs have looked extremely good this season. Whereas basically we haven't.
Looks like Mickey Antonio's complaining about something already, so that's par for the course. Should we do the Tottenham team? Let's run through the opposition while we're just waiting for kickoff. Lloris captains the side. Tottenham goalkeeper Royal, Sanchez, Dier and Davis. At the back, Perisic, Højbjerg, Bissouma and Kulusevski. In the centre, and Son and Kane up front. Son very much off form. Harry Kane very much on form. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. On the subs bench, they have Forster, Longley, Tanganga, Spence, Sessegnon, Doherty, Skip, Sarr, and Richarlison, who many people felt might start tonight. But you surprised to see him on the bench?
No, I'm not. I think it's going to he'd probably be more useful for them against us when it comes to later on in the game against tired legs rather than from the start, I think.
Yeah, something we're not going to have with the absence of Scamacca. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but the referee's assistant has run back to the changing rooms to get something, and now he's come back and run right across the pitch. You didn't catch what was going on there, did you?
I didn't know. We were reading the teams and talking, but we have now kicked off on my screen here. We're 40 seconds in, and it's Spurs going down our left-hand side at the moment. Now the ball's in the middle of the park, and they're just knocking it about with ease at the moment. It's not a negative, by the way. That is quite literally just commenting on what is on my screen.
Okay, I'm just trying to. Oh, hang on, that's
not Son's in the box and he's taken a dive, and he's been told to get up by the referee. Nothing in it, just a little coming together. Oh, mind you, say, oh no, do you know what? I've seen those given. Kera's arm was all over him. You'll see it in a second. And from the front angle,
seconds, given how far I'm behind you, but I'll let you know when it does happen.
Yeah, from the front angle, I've seen them given in the Premier League. Put it that way. Doesn't necessarily mean it was, but we might have got away with one there.
All right. Well, I'll let you know my thoughts in a minute. But West Ham kicking from left to right on our screens as we watch. I think this is it about to come up. No, get out of it. He's just taking a dive. Not having that at all. I don't even Son. I don't think he's really claiming that, is he? But
no, I get that. But they have been given. He did have his arm right across him, and it did look to me anyway like he also had a chunk of his shirt. So.
Okay, yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, looking at actually the other angle does give you a better perspective on what happened there. But yeah, it's nothing in it, is there? I mean, I think Son's probably felt it and thought he was going to throw himself to the floor. But be a brave referee to award a penalty against the home side in a big derby after 60 seconds for sure.
Yeah. It's been known, anyway. Was it away to Tottenham where we got one in the first minute and Noble shanked it? Or was that at home? Can't remember.
I don't remember now. When was that, last year?
Oh, no. That was a while ago when it was one of the early games in the season. First shot on target. Fabianski's had to make the save from, I can't see, Emerson Royale. Bread and butter save.
The pattern looks very much like it's going to be West Ham sitting back and trying to soak up the pressure again, which isn't ideal, I think, from a supporter's perspective. But I guess given Tottenham's decent start to the season, that's all you can expect. It's very much Davy Moyes' MO. It's a bit of a speculative effort, isn't it? I mean, sort of outside the box from quite an acute angle, Royale. But it goes down as a shot on target anyway.
It does indeed.
3 minutes in. Evenings, good evening. Should we say some hellos to some of the crew? We've got Craven on. Hi, Craven. Good evening, Tony. Good to see you. Epic Hash Time. Also, and Polaroid, Dave O'Rourke and Dan B, all joining on the stream, commenting so far. Excuse me, gentlemen. I've got terrible wind. The right end, I should stress. It's an old age thing.
Yeah, mine's the other end, mate. You'd just be glad we're not actually sitting next to each other.
Yeah, if we were sitting this close, we might have moved away from each other. But okay. We'll try and keep those quiet anyway, if we can. 4 minutes gone. West Ham United 0, Tottenham 0. Manchester City have already scored against Nottingham Forest. Can tell you that much in the game at nearly said Main Road there. It's not Main Road, is it? It's the Emirates. Is it the Emirates? Is that what they call it? Of course it is. Haaland, again, probably his first touch of the game. Probably won't have any more touches. I think he's had 15 touches of the ball or something ridiculous this season. Scored a handful of goals. But Forest in trouble. What do you think of Forest now? I mean, we sat here at the start of the season. We said we thought they'd struggle. Of course, the only game they've won so far this season was against us.
Surprise, yeah. I think they are going to struggle, to be honest. They're a team that I think I suppose in a way it could be levelled against us, but at least we have a Premier League quality team to start off with. I think they're going to struggle because the amount of players they've done a Fulham basically, ain't they? And I get that we bought loads, but the ones that we still have are Premier League players, whereas those that came up, they're Championship players. Let's be real about that. So yeah, they're gonna. So I'm just laughing at Dan Spencer's comment that he can't get over somebody pooing on a bus. I don't know if you've seen the thread in the snow.
I saw that earlier. That was outright. Do you know what? That led me on a bit of a procrastination tour, because the site that comes from has got loads of videos like that. Have you seen it on Reddit?
Yeah.
There's a whole host of outrageous videos. There's a woman spitting at some guy who knocks her out on the bus and all sorts. It's outrageous. But
it's just a normal day at work.
London. Is what? Sorry.
The lady weeing on the bus was London. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
London.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
I've discovered stuff upstairs. As I said on the thread, it's been double figures. The amount of times I must have found human body waste on my bus when somebody has mentioned it. Thankfully, we don't have to go and inspect it because somebody will come down from the top deck and say somebody's had a poo on the bus, and you stick once your head pops up of the staircase. That's it. You know that they have. So thing is, I know it sounds gross, but it's stuff like that is actually makes a bus driver happy. Because what has to happen is you have to kick everybody off the bus because obviously it's a biohazard, and you have to then take the bus back to the depot, and you take as long as possible getting the bus cleaned or getting it substituted. So by that point, you've lost some of your duty without having to pick people up, which is great.
There you go.
Secrets of the trade.
The things you learn. West Ham have just had a shot, by the way. Jared Bowen got free on the right-hand side, managed to get a shot in, dragged it wide of the left-hand post. But encouraging stuff from West Ham. We've actually had a second one just a minute late. I'm just trying to see what that was, Nick. Was that Fornals, was it?
It might have been, but the more worrying is that we've got Antonio laying prone on the floor in there. I think it's Antonio. No, it's Zuma. Zuma is laying, looking rather uncomfortable on the floor. I think he might have taken a whack to the head. Angelo Bonner's warming up. So it looks like he could be coming on. But no, Zuma doesn't look very well. I'm not. I missed it. I was too busy talking about bus poo. What's up and about.
I can tell you that. Yeah, we took the corner, the resulting corner from the Fornell shot. Cross has come over. Zuma's gone up at the far post to get it, and Lloris has pushed the ball out. And as he's pushed the ball, he's clapped Zuma on the left ear hole by the looks of things. I get the feeling he'll be all right for that. Unless it's his leg, of course, unless he's fallen awkwardly as well. But
2-0 City, by the way.
Sorry?
Another goal for Haaland, 2-0 City.
Oh, 2-0 already. Oh, well, that one's pretty much over. Damaged imitation for Forest already then by the looks of things. But I know that did make me laugh, that story about. I'm just sitting there thinking, right? I mean, this is a bit off topic, but you're on a bus, right? You're on a bus, you get caught short. And you've got the choice of, you've got to go. Okay, you've got no choice. You've got to go. Who in there right now? Who's going to sit there and drop their strides? And I mean, if you're going to do it, surely you're going to do it in your seat. Like, try and be a bit discreet. All right, you're going to get a bit run. It's going to run down your leg, right? It's going to be obvious, but. It was just the fact that she went right to the. I'm presuming this is at the front, right, behind the driver's seat.
It's just by the staircase on a London bus.
By the staircase, so right in the centre of the bus, and she's not sort of being discreet. She's just plopped her strides down and bent right over as far as you could possibly be bent over. Let's be honest. I can't figure it out. I mean, I don't know about you or any of you guys watching the stream. To me, you got to go. You just sit there, grin and bear it, and you're up the back and.
No, or at the very least, ring the bell, get off at the next stop, and if you're that way inclined,
emergency call.
If you're that way inclined, do it in the street like that. Just don't do it on a bus.
Funnily enough, now you mention that, when we went to Forest the other week, there was a guy exactly doing just that. Right by a bus stop, right outside the Trent Bridge cricket ground, which is, for those who have not been to Forest, is about 5 minutes walk from Forest's ground. And me and young Harold walked into the ground, and there's this guy just standing in the street urinating. So I gave him a few choice words as we walked by, let him know what I thought of his disgraceful behaviour. But the point was, there were bushes around. He could have gone. It was almost as if he was like enjoying the fact that he was doing it in the street. Anyway, we're going too far down this particular wormhole. It's abhorrent and disgraceful behaviour. You should all be ashamed of yourselves out there.
It was like at Frankfurt, wasn't it? When everyone got to the Forest, and all of a sudden, men were just going everywhere, and it just sounded like you was in a where there was a waterfall, because all you could hear was blokes weeing in the woods.
Yes, Tony Cotty was there as well. Before we get sued, I should stress I didn't see him take a leap, but he was hanging around for a couple of chaps who I believe were. But anyway, enough of such bottom half of the body talk. Back to the game. We've just seen Aaron Cresswell actually make a really good header. Cross came over from the Spurs left, deep cross to the back post, and Cresswell made an important header. Nick?
Yeah, I missed that, but Cresswell, I'm not sure if there's going to be a penalty here. He certainly did handball it.
Yeah, looks that way.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's handball. Whether it's adjudged to be accident, no, it's a penalty.
Yeah, looks like it's been given.
How you can put your arm in when you're jumping like that, I've got no idea where you're supposed to put your arm when you're midair.
No, it's a strange one, isn't it? Again, it's almost an identical one to the cross a minute or so ago. It's come from the left. Harry Kane's got up to head the ball. He's hit it straight at Cresswell. He was no more than 3 feet away. Yeah,
that's not, in my book, that shouldn't be a penalty. He's trying to move his arm out of the way. It's going to be a penalty because of the law of the land.
Well, there is a VAR check. It does look like there's a VAR check, so I'd be very surprised if it does get overturned. But I am totally with you. I mean, there's nothing unnatural about his body position there. No, his arms are as you would expect them to be. Let's hope VAR does us a favour, but I very much doubt that's going to be the case.
And the sad thing is, though, it's going to be an extremely harsh penalty, and now Cresswell's going to be the one that gets all the flack, as he seems to be everybody's target at the moment. But no, there's nothing he could have done with that. What's he supposed to do with the way he's jumping? So, yeah, that's not the ideal start.
Well,
as the commentators have just said, he is only about a foot away. So what?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Is there any question of Kane trying to hit his hand? I'm just trying to see. Is he heading it directly at him, trying to win?
He basically is, yeah.
Or
they're having a good look. And
I'm not sure that's the case.
I mean, that would be... No, it's an accidental handball from being a foot away from somebody.
We're still waiting.
And it does sound like...
It's interesting because... Well, generally, the longer these things go on...
Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can turn the commentary up a touch.
Okay.
No, I think that's... I think it's given. Because there was just a big boo.
West Ham fans naturally unhappy about the decision to award the penalty in the first place. But VAR taking an awful long time to check this.
They are taking their time.
Yeah, that's normally good for the team that's had the penalty award.
Oh, no, he's going over to the monitor. So
right, okay. Well, that looks like we might have got out of jail again. I mean, bearing in mind, was it not almost exactly this point in the Villa game? I think it was 13, 14 minutes, wasn't it? I'll check my notes, actually, when we conceded that goal from the corner. Last 14th minute, Konza header at Villa on Sunday when we conceded. 11 minutes here tonight. Looks like we might have got out of jail twice. Let's just wait for confirmation. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't know, we're biased, Nick, and obviously, we're West Ham supporters. We're bound to, err on the side of West Ham. But I think anyone looking at that would say that is harsh. It's not deliberate. His hand's not in an unnatural position. but we'll see. Obviously,
no, he's not giving it. He's not giving it. Well, I'll be. I really, really was not expecting that at all. Right decision. I think.
Unbelievable.
I think that was. I think that was the right decision. I wasn't expecting that at all.
No, it's taken 3 minutes to get to that point anyway. But Peter Banks is the official tonight, and originally gave the penalty, but has decided. Well, hasn't really decided. Let's be honest. He's been told by VAR that he's got it completely wrong, and to go and have another look. And he's had a look and rightly decided. I mean, does it come off Cresswell's arm or his head? Just seen another angle now.
It came off his head onto his arm, I think.
It came on, yeah. Right, okay. Yeah, so it hit his head first. I'm just enjoying the crowd reactions to that. Harry Kane's thrown a bit of a tantrum in the middle of the pitch. Antonio Conte also, as he's wont to do. But no penalty. So the right decision, I think. It's not just, as I say, we are obviously biased, but I think that's, if that was, well, no, actually, if that was given to us, I'd be delighted. But anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And you wouldn't. I don't think we'd have too many arguments if it was given, if it was overruled, and it was as well. We'd be all right. I don't think we'd be looking at there's a conspiracy. And blimey, we've got Kufal here doing overhead flicks with his heel. Nearly came off, but not quite. Certainly got us rolled up. The crowd's nice and loud now. Yeah.
I mean that might actually work in our favour. And hopefully it'll give the players a bit of a kick up the backside.
Yeah.
Because it's not been the greatest start. We've had a couple of half chances. Tottenham looked the most threatening. But just seen another chance then. Cresswell, poor clearance by Cresswell, gave the ball away. But fortunately there was a couple of good blocks went in. But a lively start, Nick. Anyway, it's all happening here.
It has been. And
Arsenal one up against Aston Villa. I'll tell you that much.
Save from Lloris there from Rice. That's out for a corner. No, sorry, it went out for a throw-in. Now the ball's coming in. Now that's out for a corner, though. Come on, you Irons.
Players definitely look up for this here.
Nice little bit of pressure here. There was a left foot volley from Rice over all their defenders, and it was dipping one that the keeper saw late. He parried it out, and then we got a corner off of their defender from Kufal. Bowen, short corner to Fornals, and it's Bowen again now into the box, and that's wasted. That's wasted out to that's a goal kick over on the right hand side, left hand side even.
Just going back, it's a decent effort from Rice. It was almost Hoddle-esque for those who remember Glenn Hoddle scoring that incredible volley off where both feet were off the ground against, almost a bit like Di Canio against Wimbledon, but I think he scored against Watford 81-82 Hoddle goal. Very, very reminiscent of that. The poise and the way he took that Rice, but pretty comfortable save for Lloris, but better from West Ham, Nick. Anyway, we're looking much better. That penalty decision seemed to have spurred us on a bit.
And I've just shown a replay again as well of the Cresswell incident, and it looked like it actually came off his head and did miss his arm. So 20% possession in favour of Spurs so far, though. So it's obvious that the way we're playing, and we're looking to get excited there on the break. Nobody's in the box, and Souček's got across it with his right foot, and it's gone out behind for a goal kick, but it wasn't the best of crosses, let's say.
I mean, I've just seen another replay of the penalty decision. It looks like it's just come off his head. If that's the case, you've got to question what the referee's doing. If he can't see that from where he's anyway. We are often critical of referees, but
to be fair, this is what VAR is for, because in real time that did look like it come flying off of his arm. So
it did. It did.
We've not benefited from VAR. It was a clear and obvious error. So, which is what it was intended to do. There is no subjectivity about decisions like that, and that's one of the reasons I'm still kind of in favour of VAR. It's just the inconsistency on the subjective decisions that it doesn't appear to be any consistency at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've often said before, I agree with you. I think that VAR in essence is a good system. It's unfortunately it's down to human interpretation again, which is which is the big problem. But that's football. It's not, we make this argument about cricket. It's not the same as cricket where it's definitive, is it? It's still mostly down to interpretation, offsides, fouls, that kind of thing.
There was just a niggly little foul on Bowen off the ball there. Bissouma's going in the book.
Okay.
They blew for the foul. Bissouma's kicked the ball away and he's been booked for dissent. So good.
Just having a little look at the way West Ham are lining up tonight. Not really any surprises there. It looks like the straightforward 4-2-3-1, doesn't it?
It does, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, we've taken a free kick in our own half. We're now breaking down our left. And now it's back again into the midfield. Declan Rice sprays the ball out over to our right. The ball to Kufal. Spurs seem to be very organised. They're doing the press quite well. As soon as we get the ball, they're not allowing us a second on it. So we're having to do one-touch football. And that was a nice bit of play there. We're still in possession. It went over to the left. Now we've got Rice. Rice is in the middle. We looked a little bit like Scotty Parker then with his little wiggle in the centre circle. Still out on the left with Fornals, back to Rice. And now it's back to Kerr, who's put it slightly right of midfield. Now we're right over on the right wing again, and it's gone all the way back to Kerr. Kufal to Souček. No, that's the other way round even. But it's now back in our own half, and Spurs players are coming like, oh, now this is looking promising. It's now Antonio. We've got 3-on-3 here, and it's Antonio. Oh, and he's just missed. That was a pile driver of a shot, and it was so close. I thought that was in for a second, but that was a lovely bit of play set up by Ben Rama. Right foot shot. Now, was that a save or was that? No, it was off the post.
Close. West Ham getting close.
That was a lovely bit of play there. 4-0 to Ben Rama, to Antonio. You could argue maybe he should have. Well, we played on instinct, let's say, so maybe he did do the right thing rather than think about it, because it would have probably gone into row Z if he thought about it. So.
I'll tell you what the best thing, the best bit about that move was, roll it back to the halfway line. You've got Kehrer faced with two Tottenham players. The obvious ball is the ball back to Fabianski. No, turns around the other way, threads a wonderful through ball into, I think it was Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Plays it into Antonio, and we get that effort. And what a chance that is. It's 4-0. But superb stuff by Tilo Kehrer there. Yeah, played it to Fornals, who touched it into Ben Rama, who laid it off to Antonio. Great shot, just outside the box. Of course, Antonio has only ever scored one goal from outside the box. We know that very well, but much better from West Ham, and superb stuff from.
Yeah, I mean, we're 54 to 46% possession in the last 5 minutes, which is certainly a marked contrast to the 80-20 that we were just talking about. And Spurs are looking rattled. I mean, they've got to clear it. And he's just shanked it straight out for a throw-in.
All since the penalty, Nick, and that yellow card from Bissouma. It's obviously rocked them a little bit.
Absolutely, and this is what we like to see. But we have to capitalise on it. There's no point saying we're playing well if we ain't sticking the ball in the back of the net, because that's what football's about. And against these lot, I don't care if we play absolutely crap for 91.5 minutes and we score in the 92nd and win 1-0. Tonight, it's not about the performance. It's about doing this lot, because we know what it means.
Too right. Elsewhere in the Premier League, there's a hat-trick already. Want to guess who scored it?
It's Erling Haaland.
Of course it is. It's got a hat-trick in the second half of their last game. Man City has scored a hat-trick inside the opening half hour against Nottingham Forest. As we said earlier, I think it's going to be a long night for Forest, that one. Bit of a baptism of fire, but Haaland absolutely on fire. Of course, started with a brace against West Ham in the opening game of the season here.
Doesn't make our result look so bad now, does it?
Well, I was beginning to wonder, because Palace put a couple past them, didn't they? Was it Bournemouth as well? Scored a couple against them.
Yeah.
Fulham or whoever it was.
But they'll just outscore you, wouldn't they? Now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they can afford to go 2 down. But anyway, back to the game here at the London Olympic Stadium. We've just seen a shot come in a few seconds ago from Tottenham. Easy one for Fabianski. Just rolls through a pile of bodies from Højbjerg straight into Fabianski's arms. But Tottenham beginning to come back into the game after that. Very dodgy 5-minute spell that followed the penalty. 10-minute spell even.
Yeah, they seem to have settled a bit now. They're passing it about a bit better. We just need to keep the pressure on, keep our heads as well, because I'm not gonna go using stupid phrases like they're there for the taking, but we're more than matching them at the moment, and that's all we need to do. Stop them scoring and hope that we can get one or maybe two. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, so I still think if we are going to win this game, we're going to need to score 2 goals. And at the moment, we look like we may be able to. Now, this is looking dangerous. They break it. Oh, no, that was awful. Harry Kane's tried to curl one. It would have probably been better, going back to the busting, better at curling one out, because that was just a shocking attempt, really. Left foot shot. Scuffed it straight into the arms of Fabianski.
We're just over halfway through the first half. Let's have a quick look at the match stats. Possession, West Ham 36%, Tottenham 64%. West Ham 4 shots, altogether 2 on target. Tottenham 3 shots, 1 on target. 2 corners for West Ham, none for Tottenham. 0-0, 26 minutes gone at the London Olympic Stadium. Big London derby. First one of the season. First one of 2 in a week for West Ham. Nick, what were your thoughts on that debacle with Chelsea, with the kickoff not being announced until Monday?
Oh, I think it's absolutely shocking. They knew the chances are Chelsea would be qualifying anyway, so why schedule it for the Sunday?
Yeah,
I think it's ridiculous. But that's
totally.
modern football for you. The fans don't matter, do they?
Right, and also the other thing is Chelsea, of course, played last night. Yes, they were beaten, but they'll get an extra 24 hours rest, which doesn't seem.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Don't buy too much into this 24 hours rest caper. Back in the day, we were playing Monday, Wednesdays, not Monday, Wednesdays, Saturday, Wednesday. So.
Yeah, but everyone was playing on the same day. I think that's the point.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That extra day off. But anyway, I
don't really buy that.
It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, isn't it?
It is for once.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah.
So it's
just
not
saw
even on the
top. Sorry, Nick. I just say we just saw Soufal beaten for the first time on the left flank. Unfortunately, it came to nothing, and Tottenham probing, but not really getting anywhere. That's sort of borne out by the fact they've, got the same shots as us. 4 shots, 2 on target so far in the game. 28 minutes gone. West Ham coming closest, of course. Michail Antonio, 22 minutes. Hit the woodwork from outside the box as well. Handball!
Not handball. Not big given. Antonio's gone to cross it in from our right. It's come off of Chelsea. Tottenham player looked like it hit his hand, but no doing there.
What do you make of the?
Go on.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
What needs a mention is our new centre back, Kera, looks so calm and composed on the ball. Looks extremely calm and composed on the ball. Top kind of quality that I think really we've been lacking, because let's be honest, Zuma and Bonner and our other centre backs, they're not exactly. I don't think they're exactly ball players. But Kera looks composed. Doesn't look particularly. He doesn't seem to panic. I mean, he was doing a little exchange, I don't know if you saw, with Fabianski in the penalty box when you've got Son within pouncing distance, and they're just knocking it about around the back there with confidence. And that's something we've been missing. And I think at 10 million £10 we paid for him with add-ons or excluding the add-ons, depends on who you want to believe. We're saying about how Dawson for £3 million was at a pound for pound a superb signing, a best value signing for years. Yep. If we're only paying £10 million for this Kera, I think he's going to run him close for best value signing in the last few years, because he looks like a quality defender. Dawson, love
Yeah.
him to bits, but he's a ginge, isn't he? He's just a blood and guts defender who will throw his body on the floor, put it in the line. He'll go in for. He'll do the rash challenge. He'll do the odd mistake where, you know, he should have stayed on his feet and he's taken himself out of the game. And I know he gave away the penalty a couple of games ago. Since then, he's looked class, I think.
Yeah, very, very much. I mean, it's nice to see someone who's really comfortable on the ball playing at centre half. I mean, you know, you've got a nice contrast of players there. You've got Zuma, who's pretty much, you know, just strong, bulky, tough, unforgiving defender, very much in the old-fashioned mould of centre halves. And you've got someone like Kerr, who's almost a little bit like Rio Ferdinand in some ways, in the fact that he likes to get the ball at his feet, play it out. He's got a good range of passing on him. So yeah, I mean, it bodes well, I think, for the future. In that we've got, you know, players that are bringing different aspects to the team. You know, and Kera, of course, can play it right back as well. What do you make of Vladimir Sufal tonight? Because we've had this interesting discussion on the KUMB forum today about right backs. So obviously, Wan-Bissaka was linked with West Ham before Ten Hag said earlier today at his press conference that he's not going anywhere. So it looks like there is some sort of interest in a reshuffle at right back. Harrison Ashby, of course, linked with a move to Newcastle. What's your view on the right back situation? You've got Johnson who can play there. You've got Sufal, obviously, who's plays there regularly, and Kera, of course. Let Ryan Fredericks go. But what's your view on what we've got and what we should do before tomorrow?
I'm not sure we actually need to do anything. If we can upgrade and somebody comes available, then yeah, of course that's what you do. You know, that's what you do in football if you want to progress as a club and as a team. I know there's somebody mentioned in this. Hang on a minute. Kane's running into our box. He's dribbling with the ball, and that wasn't a joke either. Oh, I can see what he did there, but Fabianski's out to save it. Yeah, where was I? No, I don't think the right back per se is a particular great need.
Okay.
Obviously, if we can upgrade, do so. But I don't think it's urgent. If we could to get anyone in before 11 o'clock midnight tomorrow, I'd like to see somebody for the middle of the park still. Somebody that can take the heat off of Rice, to take the heat off of Souček, you know, give them a break. And then not just give them a break, but obviously if one of them get injured, we're kind of back to sticking in Flynn Downs, who the manager has basically said in no two certain words, ain't good enough.
Yeah.
Which begs the question why we signed him in the first place, but maybe he'll improve. Who knows? But if one of these gets injured, we'll be lacking in the middle of the park. What we've got going on here. This is a nice bit of build-up play, but that's lost. We need to get back now because Spurs are on the break, and this is looking dangerous. Kera needs to look over his shoulder and pick up Son in the middle there. No, it's Harry Kane, and it's 1-0 to Tottenham. Bundled in by Son. It's it's come off Kera. There's the bloody kiss of death. Yeah,
just saying how when he was playing, and
no, I mean he hasn't made a mistake. He hasn't made a mistake. It's just one of those unfortunate things. The balls come off him. It's kind of fluky goal that you kind of expect.
It's I mean, just rolling the clock back a minute there. It's actually Declan Rice who gives the ball away.
Yeah.
Trying to burst into the box, got players ahead of him, and it's a good counter by Tottenham. And what do you know, Son, who of course has been out of form so far this season, as we said at the start, has put the ball in there. It might be an own goal actually.
It's an own goal from Kera, but if he hadn't tried to get the ball, Son was there. Son was there. You know, if it came off Kera or Son, there was Son wouldn't have missed.
No, there's no question that he was.
Actually, the commentators have just said, you know, Kera, like I've just said, even the commentators have just said after I did that he had to try and block it because of where Son was. So, but you could kind of see what was happening. You heard me say, look over your shoulder because Son's behind you. And maybe he could have done better. But I'll cut him a bit of slack. He's new to the league. And
I think that's harsh. I think that's harsh, mate. The ball's Son's going to get on the end of that. if he doesn't get there, you've got to stick a foot out and hopefully do something. What I would question is where Aaron Cresswell was, why he was a bit more central, because Kane was allowed to pass that ball to the player coming on the outside. There was no one picking him up. Zuma was left with both to pick up. No one following.
Hang on, we're on the attack now. We're coming in, making the attack. Benrahma, always took a deflection straight to Lloris. Right, as I said earlier, we've got to score 2 goals now if we are going to win this game.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, West Ham a goal behind. 33rd minute, the opening goal of the game, and disappointingly that we've been caught out, on the counter, which is something we've been trying to do to Tottenham from the start, soak up the pressure and hit them on the counter. But just have to learn from it, I guess, and go again. Declan Rice maybe, again, sort of, I don't want to be critical of any of our players, but, he's bombing forward there, trying to get into the box. And it was all a bit congested, wasn't it, Nick, when we gave the ball away? Benrahma was about a yard away from him. Benrahma, of course, just having that shot that Nick was talking about, cut inside from outside the box, but it's easier for Lloris.
Yeah, the deflection took all the power off it.
Yeah. But anyway, the Hammers a goal behind. Work to do tonight.
Spurs fans are making the noise.
Tottenham, of course, having that penalty given in the 11th minute, which was cancelled out after a VAR review. West Ham hit the post on 22 minutes through Antonio, and Tottenham taking the lead in the 33rd minute own goal from Thilo Kehrer. Is that a bit of a nightmare? As he started, he gave away a penalty against Man City. Sorry, not Man City, against Brighton when he hauled Welbeck down, or just tripped him, basically. He didn't hold him down, he tripped him, went to ground a bit early. And a little bit unfortunate there, but it's not been the best home games. Best start to his home career anyway for the German.
That's a corner to West Ham. Fornals is saying it came up with his elbow. Let's have a look at this. No, that's just, in inverted commas, just a corner. It was a short corner to Benrahma, who's crossing it in, and it's why do we do that? It's just their defence is too good to go lofting floaty balls in. Oh, that was a high boot, but nothing given. And Rice has tried to cross it in from the middle, and it's just gone out of play for a goal kick. Oh dear, it's not coming together. It's sloppy.
At the moment.
It's sloppy.
Yeah, very much so. Hi, Elaine. Good to see you on the stream. Hope you're well. I had a day out with 2 of the grandchildren. Their highlights a rhino eating giraffe poo. We're not going there again. We've done all those bottom jokes already at this stream.
Maybe we should take the rhinos on the buses.
Yeah, I hope you had a good day, Lane. Anyway, apart from that, West Ham. We're trying to turn the screw a little bit here, but just not coming off at the moment.
It's not. We need some creativity in the middle. It seems to be another one of those games where Rice is trying to do it all. And it could be argued, as you say, it was him giving the ball away right up the other end of the pitch, which led to their goal. Stay where you're good, Declan. Stay where you're world class. Don't cross the bloody halfway line. Well,
I mean, interestingly, if our newest new signing was playing tonight, he probably wouldn't have been in that position, would he, Declan? Paqueta would probably have been roaming forward at that point. But anyway, it's all ifs and buts, and it doesn't matter. It's 1-0, goal scored.
Come on.
Lesson learned.
Come on. No. I'm saying come on to Jared Bowen, who has thrown himself to the floor because he's had a slight touch, which has led... We've now lost possession as a result of it. And that's the sort of crap that I don't like seeing in Bowen's game. Hang on, it says looking like it's on 1-on-1 with a keeper. No, Fabian's has come out and grabbed it. That's the sort of crap that Bowen let creep into his game since he's been here. And he ironed out a lot of it last season. Now, if he hadn't dived on the floor trying to look for the free kick, which is an absolute blatant fall over rather than a foul, he's allowed the ball to go. He's conceded possession. Whereas if he'd stayed on his feet and run after it with his pace, something could, not saying it would have, but something could have been on then. And that's one thing Bowen really needs to stop doing in his game, because he does it once or twice too many for my liking.
Well, we're rapidly approaching the half-time interval. West Ham still trailing, 40 minutes gone. The Hammers a goal behind, looking. It's not been a bad performance though, Nick. Because you couldn't say really so far. It's just not.
No,
just not. I mean, we've hit the post. We've worked Tottenham as much as possible. It's just they've had the lucky break so far, and it's.
They have. Souček's just hit one over the bar, nowhere near. Didn't trouble the keeper. Whether, mind you, saying that the way Antonio pushed their defender out the way, whether that had gone in, if it had gone in, no guarantee it would have been allowed if Forest was anything to go by. But there was a defender on Antonio and he pushed him out the way.
Yeah, it's just not coming off for West Ham at the moment. No. Interesting question. I mean, I guess I've just seen Souček have a header over the bar, so I'm quite considerably some way behind you. Lucas Paqueta, he's not trained with the team yet. May have had a session this morning, later on in the morning. Didn't yesterday because he was sorting out his work permit. But even though he's not played, even though he's not really, aware of how we play, would you consider throwing him on for the last 25, 30 minutes if we remain a goal behind?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, because he'll give everyone, including the stadium, a lift. And sometimes that's what's needed. I mean, we've had a crappy bit of luck with the own goal, though. You could say, you make your own luck. Maybe Kehrer shouldn't have been put in that position, not by himself, but by his own teammates, by losing the ball so far up the pitch and then leaving a nice... Because it was bread and butter, straight through the middle, when our two central midfielders were left up the wrong end of the pitch. He had I've said earlier, he had no choice to stick his legs out to try and stop it because of where Son was. Son only needed to breathe on it if it had gone past him, and it would have still been a goal. So, and I've seen that we get the own goal and Son get a goal against his name. Quite perverse, but maybe you understand. And we've made our own.
Let's be honest, the only way we're going to score at home at the moment.
Looks like it.
He's our first scorer, isn't he? At home this season.
He is. He's the first West Ham player to score at the London Stadium this season.
Yeah, bizarre stat for you there. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of this first half. What have you got on your clock, Nick?
42 minutes and 23, but we did have the 3 minutes stoppage, so we've still probably got around about another 6 minutes or so to go yet. This is looking, we've got everybody back now, so it's not as dangerous as it was. Spurs have got the ball, but they've now had to pass it back over the halfway line. And they're just knocking it about. They're not toying with us, they're just keeping possession.
Okay. I'm bringing quickly some scores from elsewhere. Forest still 3-0 down at Man City. Villa a goal behind at Arsenal. And apart from this one here, they're the only goals scored so far tonight. Liverpool, Newcastle, 0-0. Bournemouth and Wolves. There's one for the purists. 0-0 also down on the south coast. Leicester City and Man United playing tomorrow night, which will be interesting on the transfer deadline day. What do you guys reckon on our transfer window so far? Let us know as we go into the halftime break. You happy with what we've done so far? Would you like to see one or two more? Which positions, if so? And what do you think overall? Who do you think the best players we've brought in? Let us know in the comments on the live chat somewhere down there. And of course, if you like what you've seen on the stream, give us a little thumbs up. Again, somewhere down there, I think it is in that corner. Hit the thumbs up button if you will. I'm told it helps us in some bizarre way that only YouTube can figure out. My stream's got again, but we're on about 44 minutes now. West Ham need to find some great time to score. This would be, Nick, right on the cusp.
It would be. We're now into stoppage time at the end. I didn't see how much was held up. I can't even see the clock because I am actually watching it on BT Sport. I have to wait for everything to disappear. As soon as I move my mouse, tell a lie, 44-17. My mistake. Could have sworn it was further than that when I just flicked tabs back. We are building up through the middle. Now it's gone over to our left-hand side and it's with Pablo Fornals, is that? I can't see because it's not exactly HD. And the ball's in the centre. Oh, Lloris has come out and cleared it. If that had hit Antonio on the head, then that would have been a goal, but it wasn't. And who's the throw gone to? I think it's gone to Tottenham because David Moyes doesn't look particularly happy.
Well, I'll tell you what I've noticed, interestingly, a little bit more in this first half, and I'll have to have a look at the stats to see if this bears it out, but we seem to be playing a lot more central tonight. You know, you and I have often bemoaned the fact that it's play it to the fullback, bang it down the flanks, get a cross in. Tonight we seem to have got it down. Declan Rice, I mean, I know he was slightly guilty perhaps of conceding or giving the ball away that led to the goal, but he's been very busy tonight down the middle.
He has. Now, going back, sorry to interrupt you, but Owen has now genuinely been fouled. But because of him throwing himself to the floor earlier on when he wasn't fouled, nothing has been given.
Right.
Yeah, that was a genuine foul. He's been caught in the back of the knee by Davis, and nothing was given. Because a few minutes ago, something similar, he's thrown himself to the floor, and the ref's not giving it. So he's stitched himself up by trying to cheat. And now when we should have had a genuine free kick, the ref has waved it away.
Yeah, totally agree. I completely concur with everything you just said. There was a foul, no doubt about it. But as you say, he doesn't help himself, does he? When he throws himself to the floor and rolls around in mock agony. I mean, maybe he was hurt a bit there. It could have been painful, but didn't help himself. Nick, we've got 4 minutes added on there.
We have, yes. On my stream, we are at 40. I went for 46 minutes and 30 seconds now. We've just approached.
Okay. Bowen's back on his feet. Anyway, in case anyone's wondering, he's all right. Rubbing his right thigh. Maybe it's a bit of a dead leg, possibly, that he got there, but definitely a foul. I mean, it's a strange one. And the referee's asked if he's okay, and Bowen's made it quite clear that he was clattered from behind. It's not had a great
time wasted at the end of the first half. The time wasted. And the linesman's just laughing and patting Persic on the back now. This is the third player that's gone up to take the throw in.
Right.
Blatant shithousery and time wasting at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm a bit disappointed with the officials tonight. I don't think they've been great.
No.
The referee Peter Banks has had a bit of a mare, I think, this half. Missed a couple of obvious fouls, gave a penalty that never was, not even close when you look at the replay. So not a good night so far for the officials, but
no, I can understand him not giving that Bowen one though because of his dive a couple of minutes earlier.
Oh yeah, absolutely, you're right. Of course, it will be. Ronaldo, of course, claims he's Manchester United claims he's a victim of this all the time, but he's a victim of his own cheating, really, to some degree, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, what's the linesman given there? Offside? Thoughts on the first half? What your overriding views and what you've seen so far?
Not great, but not bad either. We're now running right at them. Centrally, Benrahma, he's just whacked it into a crowd of players. It did look like there might have been a handball there. Once again, the ref has waved it away. Now Tottenham are on the back break, and this is looking dangerous. This is that's a foul by Rice. Harry Kane, no, hasn't given it. I'm surprised that the ref hasn't pulled that back because to me that looked like in real time looked like a foul on Declan Rice by Declan Rice. Sorry. Whistle's gone now for half time anyway. I think. Who is it?
Yep.
Kjellberg's laying around like somebody's broken his leg, but no, he ain't got a broken leg because he looks like a mermaid that's been dragged out of the water. I'm not sure if this is going to VAR, but Rice, he's got the ball and
he's got the ball there.
I ain't too sure what's actually going on here because I haven't got the volume up. All I can hear is a slight squeak in the background of Glenn Hoddle's voice. I think it's a load of old rubbish. I think they're just trying to time waste to get the whistle for the first half blow.
Yeah. It's
not sure if
it's rolling around like a wet fish. Interestingly, again, it's Declan Rice who gave the ball away that led to that move. I think it's a perfectly good challenge by Declan Rice. He's come in, he's won the ball. Good old, taking the ball, taking the man. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that at all in my book.
You've got all the Spurs benches surrounding the fourth official. There's nothing wrong with him, mate. There's nothing wrong with him at all. He ain't hurt. He's time wasting. He's trying to get Declan booked, sent off, or whatever.
Yeah.
Get up.
Typical
Stop
Tottenham.
cheating.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. I don't know what they're complaining about actually. There's absolutely nothing in it. Rice has won the ball. You can clearly see he's won the ball. And I think the referee might have got one right at last. So well done, Mr. Banks. I'm assuming that nothing else is going to happen as a result of that. But
and he's walking.
I mean, the point being, Nick, going back to, like I say, it's Declan Rice again. He gave the ball away in an advanced position for the goal, and it could have been a second goal. Then once again, Rice is culpable for conceding possession. We've got to be very careful there, Declan. I mean, he's bombing forward, but it's kind of a little bit reckless at the moment without any concern for what's happening behind him.
Because it's not only is he bombing forward, he's leaving us exposed, and when he is forwards, he's not really doing much with it because he's overhitting passes into the box. And let the people who can do that sort of thing do it. Yeah. Stay there and be the world-class central midfielder, defensive midfielder that we know we are, and protect your back two. Not your back four, because it's a centre that he needs to be plotted up in. And the chances are, if he'd stay where he is and be in this CDM, then, we may not even be 1-0 down. I'm not putting the blame on him, but, at times, there are reasons. He gave the ball away miles up the pitch, and he wasn't there where he should have been when they were breaking.
Absolutely. Half time. Anyway, the half time.
It is half time. And I need to do my ablutions quickly. So I'll be back shortly.
No way.
All right, mate. I'll catch you on the other side. I'll carry on talking for a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a little break. But the key points of the first half. Spurs awarded a penalty after just 11 minutes. Cresswell guilty of handball, said Peter Banks. Oh, no, said VAR. I'll go and have a look at the replay. And Mr. Banks trotted off to the side, looked at the replay, realised that he got it totally wrong. And the penalty was not given. It was cancelled, and rightly so. 22 minutes just after Bissouma had been booked for throwing the ball away. Michail Antonio, great move by West Ham, started by Tilo Kehrer on the halfway line. Lovely little ball into Fornells, laid it off to Sai Benrahma, who found Antonio, who cut inside and unleashed a bit of a thunderbolt, which cannoned back off the woodwork. Lloris's left-hand post. Lloris beaten all ends up, but the woodwork saving Spurs. And then the opening goal coming 11 minutes later, 33rd minute, West Ham in attack. Declan Rice trying to drive into the Spurs penalty box. Poor pass by Declan, caught completely out of position. Spurs broke on the right-hand side. Kane broke to the right of the penalty box, laid the ball off. Ball came across low, and Tilo Kehrer tried to get his foot in front of Sons, only to divert the ball into his own net. Nothing he could have done about it. If he wasn't trying to clear it, Son would have had the easiest of tap-ins, pretty much from 1 yard out. So Spurs opened the scoring, 33 minutes gone. That was about it. Couple of efforts for West Ham after that. Benrahma had a shot from distance, Souček header over the bar. But West Ham puffing and working hard, trying, but to no avail. The stats for the first half: West Ham 40% possession to Tottenham's 60%. West Ham 7 shots in that first half, 3 on target. Tottenham 6 shots, 3 also on target. Of course, the only one that counts. West Ham going into the game with only one of their 8 new signings in the team, that being Tilo Kehrer, who scored the own goal. As you said earlier, it's been a bit of a nightmare start for Kehrer at home. He conceded the penalty that gave Brighton their first goal in our last home game, and he's scored an own goal tonight. Been a bit of a disappointing start, but I mean, he's played all right apart from that, to be fair. No, he's not been bad by any means. West Ham just not able. Just if you're looking at, it's just a bit of quality. I think we're missing. We're the effort's there, trying hard, putting in the effort, but just missing that, lacking that little bit of quality where it counts in the final third. No lack of effort. will David Moyes make some changes in the second half? Just having a look at the bench. This is who we've got on the bench. Alphonse Areola, Darren Randolph, 2 goalkeepers once again. Ogbonna on the bench and Emerson on the left-hand side. Some central midfield options in Coventry, Downs, Lanzini and Lucas Paqueta, the newest of the 8 signings, only joined the club very, very recently and has barely trained with the team, but thrown into the matchday squad. Could make his debut perhaps for the last 20, 25 minutes to, as Nick was saying in that first half, potentially give the crowd a bit of a lift if we stay behind by that point, or God forbid, go even further behind. The final substitute, Maxwell Cornet. No Gianluca Scamacca tonight. He's out. He's injured. He's ill. He's unable to play. He's not well. It's a real big blow for West Ham because it means Michail Antonio is going to have to play the full 90 minutes out there with no other options. So let us know what you thought of the first half so far. Are you disappointed with what you've seen? Chris Dolby says it's powder puff so far. Not happy with the performance. It's just one of those games, not really gone West Ham's way so far. What do you reckon? We're going to get back into it in the second half. Do you think we've got a chance of, who knows, could we even turn it around and win it? 7 shots in the first half. We're going to need to repeat that at least again in the second half if we're going to, stand any chance of getting back into the game. Some other matches taking place in the Premier League this evening. Manchester City have scored a 4th goal against Nottingham Forest, whose 38 new signings are unable to prevent City strolling to another easy win in the Premier League. Liverpool behind at home to Newcastle. That's interesting. Alexander Isak scoring the opening goal at Anfield after 38 minutes, racing through the centre to fire past Alisson and give the visitors the advantage. Liverpool really struggling, aren't they, so far this season? But elsewhere, we've got Bournemouth and Wolves. 57 minutes gone there. It's still goalless between the side that was whacked 9-0 at the weekend by Liverpool and Wolves. And elsewhere, we've got Arsenal 1-up still against Aston Villa, just coming up to the hour mark there. They're the 5 games of the 5th game, West Ham and Tottenham. Just a little bit behind those games. The Hammers trailing by 1-0. That first half goal, an own goal from Tilo Kehrer after 33 minutes. Polaroid, let's have a look at a couple of your comments. Polaroid says, I'm never happy when losing at halftime, but there's been some good stuff by us. There's always hope. And Steve Palmer responding, it's always the hope that kills us. What have we got if we haven't got a bit of hope, huh? Let's hope that the boys can get back into the game in the second half. Plenty of time to go yet in this game, of course. Chris Dolby saying we look so slow. The one thing we're good at is being on the break. So we need passes to our attackers. We just can't make those passes. They always go to an opposition player. Yeah, not quite worked out as it so far tonight, Chris. 10 at Hashiko says, I thought it was actually all right, better than others. Not going our way. Fabianski didn't have a lot to do. Spurs had one quick back to front attack. It's been a bit like that, hasn't it? 1 or 2 quick breaks, but interesting that West Ham not choosing to sit back and soak up the pressure. So we're going for it a bit more tonight, which I'm sure is what we'd all like to see. Should we have a quick look at the KUMB.com forum match thread and just see what some of the fans are saying on KUMB this evening in the match thread? Il Martello di Genovese says, Jared Bowen would not get in the whole side playing like this. Our right-hand side has been woeful and Perisic is just mugging them off. I'm getting sick of Bowen hitting the deck for nothing. He's as bad as they are for that. So criticism of our right winger there. Morthel saying, I wish we'd looked to play the ball forward more quickly. It feels too slow, the side to side, backwards, allowing them to reset every time. Ben Rama and Antonio standing out for me so far. I feel sorry for Kehrer. There's nothing he could have done for the goal. Bowen needs to buck his ideas. I'm not sure how he justifies starting at the moment. Dublin Dave says it's a good game so far. Bowen needs to come off though. Shadow of his former self this season. Bit of a theme running through the KUMB.com forum match thread so far. Sticky saying Cornet for Bowen, please, and I might as well get some minutes in the new boys' legs. Pob saying I thought it was okay. Spurs got lucky. They continue to dive and time waste, and in general be the snidey mob they are. Prince is back. Another relative new poster on KUMB saying give Cornet 45 minutes now. 4 hours can rest. Romford boy, at least we're spreading the play a bit using the right moves. I thought we've played well. A draw would be a fair result so far. I still would have played Everson instead of Cresswell. A bit more quality in the final third, and this result is up for grabs. Skamaka should basically play the cane role, drop sprays, passes, and gets into the box. And finally, the Terminator says 4.5 games, 6 3/4 hours worth of football, and just the one deflected goal to our name. One word: concerning. Nick, I'm going to hand the reins over to you for a couple of minutes, buddy.
Okie dokie.
I'm just going to shoot off. So I shall see you on the other side in just a moment. Good luck.
Yeah, this is scary. Not done this before. I might have to get Isaac back with his teddy bear for a bit of half-time entertainment. For those of you that aren't watching on BT Sport, they've just looked into the handball incident in great depth, and apparently their referee is saying it was the correct decision. If it comes off of his body and hits his arm, then there is no offence committed. So we benefited from VAR, even though Joe Cole is saying we did get away with one. But we all know he ain't the sharpest tool in the box, is he? Bless his little heart. So, yeah, it's over and done with now. The penalty weren't given. I'm still looking at, they also showed the replay for the goal. Rice is actually carries on a run into the penalty box when we concede possession. Showed a little bit of petulance when possession was given away, and then he started his run. And he was way out of position, and obviously they then cut us open like butter. And yeah, that was 1-0 down. I don't know what Graham has done on the match thread yet, but I'm going to go back to it, or do I go and have a look on Twitter? I think that little pass inside from Thilo is a glimpse into the future of what we'll be trying to achieve. That's from Sticky on the match thread. Cardiff, here we come. They can only score goals on the breakaway. There is effort to them. They did the same against Forest, attacking. They score on the counter, same tonight. And that has been replied to by Bubbles 1966. What does that say about us that we're too dumb to know that's what they do? Lack of football intelligence. Well, on that point, I would argue that is a lack of a defensive midfielder that gave the ball away and was stood in their penalty box when the break came on. Yes, I know I sound harsh on Rice. And I have been for quite a while, but he is a world-class defensive midfielder, a box-to-box marauder. He is not. We need him to stay where he is in the middle. Gnome is on the thread in YouTube. He's quoting, we're going to win 2-1. That's what I'm hoping for. It's not looking likely, but he's about to hit the Uzo. So that might explain his predictions. Good evening, Gnome. Hope you're having fun out there and it's not too hot and you're not melting. What else do we have going on? I think I'm totally out of my comfort zone doing this on my own. I feel sorry for Gnome because he had to do that, I think, when we was out in Frankfurt. So what we got? We played well with patches, had some nice passages to play, but they look lethal on the counter. Yeah, that's stating the blooming obvious. What else have we got? How long before Moisey changes it? That's the question being asked by Moby Dick on the match thread. And your guess is as good as mine, mate. Probably about 95 minutes, I would have thought. And my sidekick is back, and he can now take over from my inane ramblings of the last 5 minutes.
From one inane rambler to another. Just waiting for the second half to kick off. Where were you, Nick? You just doing the match thread?
Yeah, I jumped on the match thread again, and yeah, not much progress since. It's all much of a muchness. People stating the blindingly obvious because we're playing the blindingly obvious as usual. But I'm not too downbeat. I think we had a relatively decent first half, to be honest. It's probably our best first half performance of the season. I'm still spitting feathers over Rice being in their penalty box when that break when that break started, because I've seen it again. I've seen the replay of it, and he was in no man's land. And the little thing you notice as well, if you see the replay of that again, how when he lost the ball, he sort of huffed and threw his arms up and down, and didn't make any effort initially to bomb it back. And then by the time he did it, it was way too late. Just a little bit of petulance there. And obviously we had that wide gaping hole because he wasn't there. City are 5-0 up.
Ooh, nasty.
Forest be spanked.
Certainly looks that way, doesn't it? The fifth goal coming from Alvarez. 65 minutes. There's still got another 25 minutes to go. Could it be another 9-0? It's beginning to head that way for Paul Forest. Bar menus, price lists. I can tell you tonight, exclusive news from the London Olympic Stadium. There was a lot of questions about whether the prices of alcohol and soft drinks and refreshments, confectionery was going to be reduced tonight. Well, they had, but it doesn't look like by an awful lot. I can tell you that a pint of Heineken is going to cost you £6.90 if you fancy one at the stadium tonight. Amstel 660 inches, also 660. A 330ml can of Heineken. That's one of these, 330 mils. £6.10p. Absolutely outrageous. £6.10p. If you want one of these for a 500ml bottle, which is about 1 2/3 of one of these, a bit more like that much on top, it's going to cost you £4.10 in the stadium this evening. And if you want 200ml of Prosecco, 11, which is coming in at 11%, it's going to cost you a princely sum of £9. £9 for a glass of Prosecco, which is astonishing, quite frankly, in this day and age. But we'll watch that one with interest and bring you the latest on KUMB as and when it happens with regards to the club's continued fight with Delaware North over the pricing at the stadium, the outrageous, quite frankly, pricing at the stadium, which is taking supporters for a ride. But there you go. That's what happens when you concede control of certain aspects of the stadium, I guess. You can no longer set those prices, and you're at the mercy of unscrupulous agents such as Delaware North and those who employ them and profit from their sales. We're still waiting for the second half to kick off here. I'm just trying to have a look through Twitter to see if there's any notable comments about what's happened in the first half.
That just kicked off for the second half, by the way.
We have just kicked off. Good stuff. Good stuff. I was trying to find the XG score for the first half because I think that would have been quite interesting, but I can't pull that up at the moment. I'll hopefully have that for you at the end of the game. I should point out actually that that the boycott that was intended for the bars at the London Stadium seems to have fallen on deaf ears, because the queues there from the pictures that I'm seeing here are as long as ever. So slightly disappointing, but just shows what a captive audience it is at a football ground. Nick, any changes to report?
Doesn't look like there are any changes at the moment. No.
Okay.
I'm just I've moved my mouse again, so we just covered it up. No changes. No changes. Same team that finished the first half is starting the second. Maybe we'll see our signing. Even some of the perennial Rice defenders on the match thread, I'm noticing Morocco Mole being one of them. He said that the goal was a perfect example of why Rice, not the goal, where he got a pass to Ben Rama completely wrong, where Ben Rama was through and he never completed the pass.
Yeah. And
he got it wrong. And he says if Paqueta makes that pass, stick to Benny, then we're through on goal. So no, I don't know whether Rice is trying too hard, maybe, to try and do it all, which, I'm not going to knock him for. But sometimes you have to go back to basics before you can get too far ahead of yourself. Again, I just want to make clear, because it sounds like I'm digging him out. I think Rice is a world-class central defensive midfielder. My issue with him is he's not a box-to-box midfielder at all. Mm-hmm. He's not got that he doesn't have the final ball to play that role, and hopefully Paqueta will take the heat off him. We'll take the heat off him.
He'll take a bit of heat off him Sorry, Nick, in later on in this half.
Yeah.
600 people on the KUMB.com forum at the moment. Most of those looking at the match thread. Feel free to go and join them if you've got an extra browser window open while you're chatting to us here. Let us know what you think of the game. Of course, as always, we'd love to see your comments down there. Let us know what you think Moisey should do. Is it time for a substitution already? Should he make a change? Should he leave it a bit longer? Let us know what you think. What would you do if you're in the dugout tonight? What's going on here? We've stopped again. There's something happening.
Not a lot. I'm too busy reading the match thread, and as I'm slightly ahead of you, I'm probably better off actually paying attention to the game.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. The game seems to have stopped. I'm only on 47-40, so I'm some way behind you at the moment. But we're watching the Spurs subs.
Oh, that's a foul there by Bissouma. Let's see that again. Souček chests the ball down. Bissouma's coming. Oh, foot over the ball, hits Souček on the shin. Now, if he wasn't on a yellow card, that would have been a yellow card. So it should have been. Oh, that was close. Nearly 2-0 Tottenham there. No, that should have been a booking for Bissouma. And quite why it wasn't. And was that Declan again? He's gone to play the ball. And it's Declan giving the ball away again, which has just led to that Tottenham chance.
Yeah.
And Souček done an amazing piece of defending then. That would have been a sure goal. He's conceded the corner, and it's just about to be taken on the right by Son. A little bit, no pushing and shoving in the box for once. It's an in-swinger, and it's out, been headed out by Cresswell, straight back to Son. Kulusevski is now having a little battle there with Ben Rama on the edge of the box, actually. Rice clears it, but it only goes as far as Son onto our right-hand touchline. But now Spurs have now knocked it back to their keeper, so danger averted at the moment. But again, Declan Rice has made the wrong decision, and he's turned it over and conceded possession. It's certainly not the Declan Rice that we saw in the second half on Sunday. And he seems to have reverted back to the Declan Rice of the 3.5 games so far this season, prior to this one. Of course.
I want to take you back to that Bissouma challenge on Souček. I think he's a lucky boy.
Yeah,
and I also think Peter Banks, the referee, was right on top of it. He had a very, very good look at it. Look at the replay again. He comes down, studs down on top of Souček's boot. So he's quite lucky. I get the feeling, though, one more like that, and he might be walking tonight. So I think it's a watch this space situation with Bissouma. I don't think he's too far away. I think he's one mistimed tackle or one late one away from a red card at the moment, because the referee would have noted that was a bit late. He's giving him the benefit of the doubt there, probably rightly so, to be fair. But I'm not sure we'll be doing it a second time. So watch that one with interest. Nothing really from West Ham so far, Nick.
No, not a lot at the moment. I mean, we seem to be so slow on the ball again, and they're surrounding us before we've got the opportunity. Now we've got Rice in the centre again. He's just passing it out now to Kehrer over on the far right hand side, and it's now back again to Kehrer, who puts it in the middle. Now it's with Cresswell, who's now put it out to the left to Fornals. And again, there's just they're not leaving us any space, anything to do with the ball. And they're just quite happy to sit back and let it happen. Score update as well. Liverpool 0, Newcastle 1. Their new record signing, Isaac, with the goal. Now we've got Declan Rice coming through the middle. He's passing it over to Fornals on the left-hand side. He's bringing it in centrally to Ben Rama. Now over to Souček, and we've moved it back out again to our right with Kufal, and he's tried to get the cross in, and it's off the back of the Tottenham player, and it's headed clear, and it's back to Kehrer, who's playing very far forward at the moment, more like a right wing back, and it's got back to Zuma, who is midway inside our half, straight back to Fabianski, who's put it over to Cresswell on the left-hand side. He's made a pass to Ben Rama that he wasn't expecting, and it's just bounced off him for a throw-in. So I can now take a breath
Yeah, I just want to take you back a minute. There's an opportunity for Tottenham on our right-hand side. It was Harry Kane just seemed to shrug off Kurt Zouma briefly and got in front of Zouma. And it was one of those where, as he went into the box, you could see what he was looking for. He was looking for Zouma to come in on his side with enough force so he could throw himself to the ground and win a penalty. But huge credit to Kurt Zouma. Stood up, didn't get suckered into that one. Stood his ground and won the ball back or averted the danger anyway. So credit to Zouma for that. But it was a little bit dangerous for a minute there. You've seen that all too often from Harry Kane in the past. But anyway, it stays 1-0 at the moment.
Right, something's going on. Bit of gamesmanship there, or shithousery, as some might call it, by Hjelberg. His boots come off. I think we're on the attack. Moyes ain't looking happy, and they're now time wasting.
Yeah,
they're time wasted. Not even 10 minutes into the first half, and Spurs are time wasted.
I'm not quite sure what he went to ground for. Was it a stud he lost? I don't know.
Oh, his boots come undone, and he's gone to ground. And the ref stopped the game so we can sort it out. Well, no, let the game flow. He walks off the pitch and goes and gets a new boot. Ridiculous. And of course, the game never resumed until he did go out.
I don't know why the game stopped for that, for a player to change his boots. I've never seen anything as ridiculous in my life.
Right, we've got Antonio here in the penalty box. Souček! And it's 1-0 to West Ham! No, it's not. It's an equaliser.
Souček, Tommy Souček.
Spurs were too busy faffing about. We caught them napping. Absolutely.
Talk us through the goal, Nick. Talk us through it.
Let me just see the replay again. They're appealing. Spurs are now appealing to the ref. We get given a throw in. We take it quickly. Spurs are too busy moaning about something. A lovely, beautiful flick on from Antonio. Little volley, and then Souček hammers it in with his right foot. He flicks it up with his left and then hammers it in with his right. Lovely work goal. Spurs were caught napping, but the ball from Antonio was superb. Absolutely superb.
Tottenham, I mean, they'll get hammered by their coaches when they look at that one again. Ball kicked straight in the touch. West Ham, brilliant work, taking it quickly. Now, a couple of little things, seen a couple of little changes, Nick, and there's one. We're generally slow on throw-ins, things like that. We don't often take quick throws like that, but the ball's thrown in quickly by the ball boy. Credit to him, actually, and I think I'm going to give him assist, the ball boy, because he sees Jared Bowen, gives the ball straight to him. Spurs players aren't even looking at the ball at the game. They've seen the ball go off 15 yards further up. Bowen's taken the throw in quickly. Mickey Antonio has swiveled one way, gone one way. He's turned Dyer inside out, quite frankly. Souček's touched it down with his left foot, and it's a half volley with his right. Beats Lloris at his near post. And West Ham are back on level terms. 35 minutes to go.
We're now on the attack again. Antonio this time down the left. Oh, lovely little bit of footwork over to Rice in the centre. Now they've sprayed it out. Rice has sprayed it out to the right-hand side to Bowen, who's now bringing it centrally. Back centrally to Rice. He's hit it first time, and that is a corner.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's a goal kick. I thought the deflection was off the spud, but it wasn't. It's a goal kick. I don't know what Rice is trying. He's no lands it. No, that's a corner. I'm sure that should have been off a Spurs player.
Not given.
Maybe there was an offside in there. I don't know, but if it's not an offside and it was a goal kick, then it's blatantly the wrong decision.
West Ham got the bit between their teeth at the moment now. Credit, I mean, we've criticised them a couple of times, but huge credit to Declan Rice there, who pickpocketed the Spurs. Stopped the Spurs attack. Great interception, started the move, and then had the shot at the other end. It's almost like a mirror image of the last game, Nick, where we came alive with sort of halfway through the second half. It looked like a clear corner, that, didn't it?
It did.
Like come off the Spurs player. bizarre.
100%, 100% off his knee. 2-1 to who's playing Villa?
Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, Villa equalised, and then Arsenal went straight up the other end and scored another goal to go 2-1 up. So looks like they're heading for a 100% record. Just over half hour to go, Nick. What are we doing? What are we thinking? Re-subs? We're going to just sit on it for now. You think Moyes will be quite happy to see how it goes the next 10 minutes or so, or you think there'll be some changes coming?
He normally has a plan, doesn't he, and sticks to it rigidly when it comes to subs. How long? What I've got? Obviously, I've moved my mouse again, and I've lost the clock down the bottom.
Just over half hour to go. We're coming up to the hour mark.
Yeah, 58:25, 26 on my screen here. But I'm not really sure what he can do at the moment to mix it up. Cornet for Bowen, maybe. And that's really about it. Who's he going to pull off from the middle to maybe accommodate our new signing in this game? Obviously, that's a discussion for later as to where these new signings are going to play once everyone's up to speed. But whilst we're talking about that, that's a dangerous lofted ball in for Tottenham, but it's comfortably cleared by the goal scorer Souček. Now, Antonio was being held in the middle of the park there. He's gone to chase a ball and no free kick given. Absolutely unbelievable that weren't given. And now Benrahma's, or was it Fornals, has just made the tackle when he's given a free kick to Spurs. The referee is not at all consistent. That was an obvious foul there on Antonio.
Benrahma not really at the races tonight, is he? Not seen an awful lot of him so far.
I mean, he could have been in if Rice played that ball to him earlier, but that's some buts. You know, he didn't. Sometimes he needs to make stuff happen for himself if he thinks he's that kind of player. So, yeah,
just wondering if Moyes is going to make a change and consider bringing on Paqueta for the last 20, 25 minutes or so. I'm just wondering if Benrahma might be the player to go rather than Fornals. It could be Fornals, because Fornals is traditionally a more central player, but he seems to be holding the middle there at the moment, doing pretty well. But anyway, we'll find out very soon. We're an hour gone, 2/3 of the way through this game. Delicately poised, this one could go either way.
It could. It could. Well, my main concern is that Moyes might be comfortable trying to not lose the game rather than win it. You know, as he's done before. So that is only my concern. We'll see what his intentions are if he does make any subs, basically. Obviously, if we go to 5 at the back or whatever, you know that he's trying to keep the draw. But I would like him. It's Tottenham. I'd rather lose to Tottenham going for it than go defensive and lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very much.
Not that I want to lose Tottenham ever, but.
Rob Waldron on the live chat says that Cornet for Bowen for me and Paqueta for Fornals. Switch Benrahma to the left. What do you think of that suggestion?
Maybe.
That's, deliciously non-committal. Steve Palmer agrees anyway. Steve says, sounds good, Rob. Why not? Be interesting. I mean, again, Jarrod Bowen off the boil once again tonight. Not really been involved in the game at all. I've seen him throw himself to the ground a couple of times. Once should have had a free kick and didn't get it. But, we're not seeing the Bowen that we saw last season, Nicole. He's just not half the player he was. Do you think that England call-up's gone to his head a bit in the summer?
I don't think so. He was in an absolute amazing piece of form.
Yeah.
And I think trying to keep those levels up when you're losing your momentum of a summer break, an off season, he just needs to. I think we should persevere with him. Form is temporary. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. Is that a free kick? Sorry, Fornals has been penalised there for a free kick. No booking. Let's have a look at this again. There's nothing in it. If anything, it should have been the other way because Fornals cleared the ball away. He's knocked the ball away and Bissouma's come in at 200 miles an hour, hit Fornals and fallen on the floor and got a free kick. You'll see it.
I've got to say I'm a little bit disappointed Bissouma's still on the pitch. I was expecting him to have been sent off by now, but...
Oh, it's not going to happen. He's in a Spurs kit. Oh, this is looking dangerous. Oh, that was looking very dangerous. A little bit of 6s and 7s, but it was a clearance by Cresswell over the bar that, let's be honest, could have, when you see it, it could have actually gone anywhere. Oh, no, it was off of Zuma. Sorry, Aaron. I'll take that one back. It was off of Zuma. Wasn't the cleanest of clearances, and I've seen them loop the keeper and go in. So, slight little escape there, but I'm not liking the look of this because Spurs seem to be starting to get in the ascendancy again.
Yeah. Yeah, they've responded well since the goal, haven't they?
They have. It's an in-swinger in by Son again. It's headed out, I think, by Antonio, and it's gone way over the far side for a throw-in.
Just going back to that Fornals Bissouma challenge, I can't agree with you on that one, mate. I think he just clipped him. I think Fornals just clipped him after the ball gone. But that said, Bissouma did hurl himself to the ground rather theatrically after the initial challenge, which had nothing to do with the initial contact from Fornals.
No, it was like the Yarmolenko, or who was it that got sent off for kicking the ball, and then the follow through has caught the other player. Now we have a number 11 running over to the bench, taking off his bib.
Here we go. It's that time.
He has taken off his bib, and it looks like our whatever £1 million signing, record signing or not, according to David Moyes, is about to come on to the pitch and grace the hallowed turf at the London Stadium. Our very own Brazilian international, 30 caps, seven goals, I think it is, for the Sambas. So yes.
I can tell you from my sources on Twitter that there's been a huge reaction to seeing Paqueta warm up from the crowd. They've absolutely
there was. Yes, there was. The crowd really let one rip. However, it could prove to be mute because Spurs are looking dangerous. Oh, and that's cleared out by number 5, Vladimir Kufal. But no, we need to make a change now.
Who's it going to be, Nick?
Kehrer versus Kane. Kehrer comes off better and sees the goal kick, and Kehrer is also riling up the crowd. Here we go. Kevin Nolan. This would be an interesting one to understand what Nolan is saying to Kehrer in his Scouse accent. It looks like Areola's translating, is he? Can he speak Portuguese then, Areola?
He's saying, duas bogas com batata fritas, por favor.
Quantas score the bloody go?
Obrigada.
Or as Pele, you do this, good.
Time for some of that beautiful Samba football. Here we go, West Ham. The Brazilian superstars coming on, as Nick says, to grace the turf. And
it's a bit tenacious there from Bowen. And Benrahma's in. No, he's not. Oh my God, what is going on here in their penalty box? And Souček is coming. He's coming through. Just across the face of goal. That was nearly 2-1.
But he's going to tell me we scored there.
Get the connection. Lloris has gone to clear it, and Bowen's thrown himself to the floor and managed to slow the ball down. And here we go. Our man's on. He's coming on in place of Benrahma, who doesn't look very happy because he could quite clearly see his numbers up.
Yeah.
When you've got quality like this coming on to replace you, there we go.
Sorry, I'm just seeing the Bowen chance about miles behind you.
To be fair, that was good play from Bowen. He didn't give up. He was like a little dog with a ball then. He just weren't giving up, which is what we want to see from West Ham players. Let's be realistic about that here. We do like
a chance. You know what, Nick? It's a good chance.
It was a very good chance. Now, Fornals coming down the left, and it's cleared by the Spurs, but they've had to run it in back to their keeper. Lloris has only managed to clear it as far as Declan Rice nearly had it. And here we go. It's a little bit of ping pong at the moment, and Antonio's got it too. Paqueta to Fornals. It's back into defence to Zuma, who sprayed it over to the right hand side, and we've got Kera running forwards with it. Oh, that's a lovely ball to Fornell. Just couldn't quite make it, but the intention was there. If Fornell was just half a yard quicker, that would have been an absolutely sublime ball, and it was good to see that he had the Kera had the vision to attempt that crossfield diagonal ball there. Man City 6, Nottingham Forest 0.
Oh dear.
Alvarez on the 87th minute.
It's all going wrong for the new boys and their 700.
Plus, of course, with the way that we're going. Oh, get off! He never touched him.
What's happening? Give us a clue.
Right. Antonio's gone to make a challenge on Sanchez. From the looks of it, he never touched him at all, and Sanchez has just. Oh, that is shocking. That is absolutely shocking. He's cheated. Sanchez has cheated, and the referee has bought it, and it's a free kick to Tottenham. Utter bollocks. No way.
How far out?
It was right on the edge of their box.
Okay. My stream's frozen, so
and they're throwing themselves to the floor again. But this time, the number 10, Harry Kane.
Shoots.
Their gamesmanship, their cheating is absolutely atrocious. And the ref has bought it time and time again. And yet, when Bowen does it, he doesn't bother.
Yeah, not been a great night for Mr. Banks. My stream's frozen, so I'm out of the game for a minute, Nick. It's all down
okay.
to me.
Now we were on the break here. We're on to 4-4 now. Paqueta through. Oh. Sorry. They're now knocking it about the edge of their penalty box. They don't seem to, at the moment, to be able to get past halfway line. It does look like now that Cresswell has taken a bit of a knock. So maybe as a precaution, I can see Moyes hooking him off.
Yeah.
Spurs are yet again throwing themselves to the floor. Right, Cresswell now does actually.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, back in the
O'Connor's coming on.
Okay.
I do hope.
I've just seen that Sanchez dive, which is absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah. In fact, I think it's us that's got the free kick. We have got a free kick, and Rice has played it over to the left to Fornals, who's done a nice little 1-2 with the new man, the Brazilian bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice 1-2 bit there. It's Bowen now over on the right hand side, who plays it in with Souček into Soufal, and Souček seems to be playing more like a right winger today.
All over the place.
We've given it away on the edge of their box, but they still can't seem to clear their lines. And for some reason, there is a free kick to. Yeah, there is a free kick to Tottenham by the looks of it. Who's coming off? Number 21 is coming out. Bonner for Cresswell. So we're going 3 at the back. Putting Kera as a bit of a right wing back there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on because that's not a like for like in the slightest, is it?
No, not at all. No, very strange.
It is a strange sub when we've got Emerson.
Really strange one, actually. Is he putting a left back then?
Unless he's put Kera, who's played there before.
Left back?
Maybe Kera's at left back. I don't know. I need to see exactly what's going on there because on the face of it, that's a pretty baffling sub.
Yeah, it is. The obvious choice would be Emerson, the straight swap for Cresswell if you're going to do it.
Right, now it's a foot race between Song and Kera. Song gets there first of all, and he's in the middle. He takes a shot, and it's just over the bar. And it's a corner kick. Must have taken a little deflection.
I'm at your mercy again, Nick, because I'm just
okay.
Yeah, so it's all up to you. Keep everyone updated.
Well, they're saying that shot from Song came off of Declan Rice, but no. It didn't look like it to me. It was good that, Rice did put him off.
We've had a few of those tonight, haven't we? 50-50s that haven't quite gone our way.
No, it's the sort of 50-50s you'd expect a home team to get, if you know what I mean. But it's not. It's the away teams. Now, that was a high boot there from Bissouma, and he's attempted an overhead kick, and he booted Souček in the face. Whack. Now, that should be a yellow card.
Yeah.
No, my mistake, and it was Sanchez. But he's not been booked, and that was a boot in the face on Souček. Dangerous play, overhead kick. At the very least, should be a booking. They're getting away with a lot tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Not long left, though. Just over a quarter of an hour left of normal time.
It looks like they put Kufal out on the left. Maybe.
No, that's not impossible. Yeah, Kehrer on the right, Soufal on the left.
They're bringing on Richarlison.
Interesting.
But it's I just can't. It's something that's crept into the game at all, especially among the so-called Sky corrupt six clubs. This cheating, this gamesmanship, I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. And it's sad that on occasions it's starting to creep in on the threads about maybe we need to wise up, maybe we need to start matching their tactics. But no, I don't think. I don't think in the slightest I'd like us to do that. You know, when Bowen took that tumble earlier, I was livid. No, we're better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're breaking with a 4 nows, but he's got no one to pass it to. Now we've got Declan Rice. He's coming through. He's almost in a left wing position at the moment, Rice. Now 4 nows has sprayed it over to the right to Kufal, who hasn't quite clearly gone to left back, and the ball's in Bowen. 4 nows. That was on a plate, mate.
Oh, sounds like a big chance.
Did you see that?
No, well, I will do in about 10 minutes, but.
That was horrendous. That was a horrendous miss. At least, should have at least on target. At least on target, but it was like 10 feet over the bar.
Yeah.
We've now got another cheat. Richarlison has come on. So expect to see more rolling about and feigning injury. I do hope that the players have made it clear to Paqueta that we don't have that at this club. And he's straight in. He's running down on their right wing. It's Kane near enough, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Bonner is back. No, who was that? Kehrer was back there to cover, and we've conceded a corner. But that looked. That was dangerous. That was dangerous. And yeah, Bonner versus Richarlison could be embarrassing. So yeah, I think he might have made a bit of a ricky bringing in Bonner for Cresswell there, because he was left for dead. Absolutely left for dead.
Going back to that effort from 4 nows, again, it was 4 nows did really, really well to break up Tottenham's play and win the ball and start that attack. But he's got to do better than that, hasn't he? Great chance, just got to get over the top of it, Pablo. Come on.
Liverpool,
remember that from your early days? The old what was the comic? The strike, Roy the Rovers, get over the ball, son.
Yeah.
Don't get underneath the ball. Real
no,
chance.
That was
and nonetheless, it's an absorbing game, Nick, that could go either way. And I get the feeling we might see a winner. Yeah, it's I'm not sure this one's destined to.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be. It's going to be from us, because Spurs now look a different team down that right hand side. Now Richarlison has come on, especially up against Bonner, which is that's not a slight against Bonner. I love him to bits, but a pacey left back he is not. A pacey left back he is not. Now maybe Moyes could perhaps save a little bit of face here, rather than substituting Bonner back off and sticking Emerson on, who's a genuine left back. Is maybe maybe give Kurt Zuma a bit of a break, stick Ogbonna in the middle, substitute Zuma for Emerson, so that we've got pace and a natural left back on the
Well, I mean,
left.
surely the obvious change there would be to take Sufal off, wouldn't it? Put Kehrer at right back.
Yeah, or that.
Put Emerson on the left-hand side if you need a bit of pace out there. But we hope there's a reaction soon because, as I say, it's been an absorbing London derby so far. Point wouldn't be the worst result in the world, let's be honest.
No, not at all.
We're clawing our way back up the table, but still time to go and win it. Who knows? See what happens soon. Craven agreeing there, actually, Nick, saying that, why hasn't he brought Emerson on? I don't get it. Emerson must be thinking, what the hell? Or words to that effect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Games are finished at Arsenal and Bournemouth. Arsenal winning 2-1, beating Villa. Bournemouth, Villa. I mean, Stevie Gerrard, could that be the end for him? You know, we saw Scott Parker go the other day. Gerrard 4 defeats in 5. In big trouble. I mean, I know it's not the easiest game. Arsenal are flying at the moment, but he's got to be under some pressure there, isn't he?
He is, but the longer they keep him, the better for us.
Liverpool have equalised at home to Newcastle.
They have indeed. They have indeed. We're just now entering the 80th minute. Oh, what a challenge by Bowen there. Didn't quite bounce right, but they dispossessed him, and it's now back with us with Kurt Zuma. It's with Kehrer on the right-hand side. So we're just knocking it about quite comfortably at the moment.
Interesting conversation on the bench there between Moyes and
Warburton.
Just discussing. Looks like they're not completely happy with the defence. That's my interpretation of it anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that change or something similar to that happening soon in the next couple of minutes if it stays like this.
No, we can't be leaving Ogbonna out there against Richarlison. It's suicide. Mind you, saying that, slightly more central. Ogbonna versus Richarlison that time, and Ogbonna came out on top. But then they're attacking down our right. And they've managed to get the cross in, and it's headed wide. Goal kick.
You can't do that to me, mate.
Pardon?
You can't do that to me when I'm behind you on the stream. And it's
Emerson coming on.
There you go. Well, you've got to credit Moisey.
I think it's Emerson.
Yeah, looks that way.
Number 33.
Yeah, obviously seen what's happened and realised that we need a bit more legs down that left-hand side. So kudos to Moyes. He's done. I think the change everyone's been calling for on the forum and on the live chat below, and obviously yourself. Yeah.
But I'm saying they do seem to be now attacking down. Oh, that was across the face of goal from Tottenham. Just needed somebody to tap it in there. There was nobody there, and that's out by Ogbonna. Oh, and it's saved. And hang on, who's that gone down? Who's that that's gone down? That looks like Zuma has gone down. Who is it? I can't really see who it is.
Aaron Cresswell, we can point out he's got his right leg strapped up, which doesn't look too great. It looks like he's got some sort of ice pack round.
Oh, it is Zuma. Hang on, no, Zuma's down. I don't know what he's done. He's being looked at. Let's have a look what he did. They're now showing a replay. He's headed it. Oh, and yeah, Richarlison's clattered into him, and it looks like Richarlison has landed. They cut away before you could actually see what happened. But the trajectory of Richarlison looks like he landed on Zuma's leg.
Yeah, it looks like it could be his ankle, could be a twist. I'm from having seen that only once. Well, here it is. It's a bit slower now. Yeah, we didn't get to see it again the second time, did we? It looked live to me that he twisted his ankles. He'd gone down, but worrying moments because obviously he's had a lot of injury issues, hasn't he, Zuma? And I don't like it when you see a player not moving because that's generally when they're genuinely injured, as opposed to when they roll around and do a few triple salcos and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah, he's actually his right foot. He's come down on top of it. Zuma's planted his foot in the ground to balance, and Richarlison, I think it's completely accidental.
Oh, it's
Come down
accidental.
right on the back of his ankle. And it's a nasty one. That's an ankle breaker potentially. I mean, it doesn't look like that's the case, but
No, he's jogging. He's jogging now.
It's one of those that can be really, really nasty. But anyway,
yeah, he was a bit annoyed with the ref
go.
that he's had to run all the way around the other side of the pitch to come on just to get back to where he was. But
yeah,
and it looks like we were about to make the sub. Emerson, oh no, the ref's blown for play to carry on. Right. Good challenge there by Souček on Kane. Stop them breaking. Paqueta seems to have been quiet. He had a couple of touches almost immediately after he came on.
Yeah.
But he has been quiet. Now the ball's also gone out of play for a West Ham throw in, and for once Spurs didn't throw the ball too far away. Now, Spurs, for all of their bluster, 522 passes with only 61 in the final third. We've had 260-something with 80-odd in the final third.
Emerson's replaced Fornals, which I guess gives some indication of what David Moyes' game plan is for the remaining few minutes. David Moyes is happy with the draw, isn't he? Well, it looks that way, unless he's going to go to a back five for the last few minutes.
Which didn't work.
I don't think he can do that, actually. I'm trying to think of the numbers. Kera, Zuma, Ogbonna, Soufal, Emerson. Well, he could potentially go to wing backs, but that would be it'd be rather brave of him.
Or back
only
three.
5 or 6 to go.
Or back three and have Kera or Soufal as wing backs. Oh, what a ball in. Yeah. What a ball in. Was that handball? No. It's now with Emerson. He's over on our left-hand side. Rice is now central to Rice. Kufal to Souček to Kufal. It's now with the ball's coming in. Oh! Just off the head of a Tottenham player. And it's now Ogbonna versus Richarlison on the edge of Tottenham's penalty box. But that was a beautiful ball whipped in by Kera. Just needed somebody to get their head on it, and they did. But it was unfortunately he was in a white shirt. But the ball was superb.
Right, I'm just trying to have a look now at this formation.
I've kind of given up trying to guess.
Back. Yeah, it looks to me like he's gone 3 at the back.
It does,
which is brave.
Well, that's what Spurs seem to be doing. They seem to be coming through our centre anyway. It's not so much through the wings. Now this is looking promising. We've got two Brazilians on the pitch here. Has that ever happened for West Ham? Here's one of the statos we've never had, have we? 2 Brazilians. Well, all right, one of them plays for Italy, but they're both Brazilians.
Yeah, I was going to say. Not sure. It's 2 born in Brazil, you can say. I mean, that's accurate.
That's a yellow card there for Davis for a bit of a crunching challenge on Bowen. Let's have a look there. Oh, yeah. But again, Bowen has made too much of it. The whistle had blown. No need to start rolling about like you've been shot. You've got your free kick, mate. Get up, get on with the
game. We're in the final 4 minutes. Who's going to win the game? Are we going to get a winner? As I said earlier, absorbing London derby, this one. West Ham United 1, Tottenham 1. West Ham 1 down at the break. Thomas Souček joining us level. Just 10 minutes into the second half. Paqueta's on, Emerson's on. All that international flair we've got out there. German internationals, Italian internationals, Brazilian internationals, former Italian international in the shape of Ogbonna. English internationals, Declan Rice. What a team we've got out there. Just need another goal now. 1 more to go. Yeah. We're going to get it?
I don't know. Let's see where this free kick takes us, because we're using it a bit like a corner at the moment. But the fact that we've got Antonio and Rice behind their defence, they need to stay still when this ball is kicked, because otherwise we're going to be offside. Who's taking it? Come on, get on with it. We've got a game to win. Come on. Oh, off of Antonio's head goes absolutely nowhere. It's ping-pong in the box, and it's straight through to the Reece, who's going to take his time over this goal kick. Considering over time wasted. at the end of the first half and at the start of the second half, and every single bloody time the ball has gone dead.
David O'Rourke pointing out that with the amount of good crosses we're putting into the box, we could do with Skamaka in there. Certainly could, David. Unfortunately, as we said at the top of the show, he's ill, unable to play through illness today.
Tottenham gave him a lasagna.
Yeah.
That's Rice has just mugged off their number 14, whoever he is. And see, this is where we need somebody like Kerrer on the left, because the first thought was probably halfway inside our own half. We've got Ogbonna taking it back to our keeper, but now Bowie he's passing to Kofal, and it's in the middle. Oh, why didn't Paqueta hit that with his left foot? Oh, and it's a cheap free kick given away by bloody Souček.
Well, I'm waiting to see this chance. You were just so Paqueta close for the Hammers. First chance, really, in a
should have called for it. It should have called.
New teammate and David Moyes just goes down on one knee. Can't believe it.
We're in the final stage. Nick, have we seen how long we've got added on?
No, not yet, mate. We're still on 88 minutes and 55 seconds. So,
okay,
not yet.
I'm within a minute of you. That's not too bad.
To put the ball out. I would imagine it ain't going to be any more than 3 minutes, is it? Not today. There hasn't been many. Mind you, there was that.
I've just seen it. I've just seen the Paqueta. Yeah. What a chance! You get the feeling if they'd been playing together a little more, they would have been on the same wavelength there.
But without a shadow of a doubt,
leaving it for each other. What a chance that was! Big chance.
3-1.
What a way to get yourself off the mark at West Ham.
It's
Emerson's left it for Paqueta, and Paqueta. I don't know who Paqueta's left it for, but Moyes can't believe it either. I think he was trying to put his foot through it. What a chance for West Ham to snatch it.
It's getting a bit scrappy now. Getting a bit scrappy. That was a good challenge from Rice, though. Good clearance, cutting the ball out from Richarlison. Here we go. Paqueta's just been mugged. And he's just upended the Spurs flat, and it looks like the yellow card's coming out on his debut. He's booked.
Yeah, he's not averse to a booking here or there. Paqueta had a couple of red cards in his career as well at Lyon and Milan. Feisty character. I think we're going to enjoy him. I think we're going to enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, booked on his debut. The Spurs players, they're surrounding the referee. You know, it was a late challenge. Mind you, saying that, whoever that was that Sanchez? Oh, mind you, he proper upended him. Paqueta, first booking this season. Yeah, first booking like a couple of minutes into your debut, mate. I think it was the reaction. I think it was Sanchez.
It's a quality foul, to be fair. He's got him behind, done him on the Achilles.
And Emerson's been booked, as is Richarlison as well. It's three birth-born Brazilians all booked in the same.
We'd like to see a bit of that.
We've got 4 minutes.
4 minutes added on.
4 minutes added time. We're now into the 92nd minute.
Yeah, it's a quality tackle by Paqueta.
He proper upended him, didn't he? Ta-da, mate.
He did.
But to be fair, he was caught by the Spurs player, and it was more of a reaction than a.
Yeah. I'm really pleased with the way, even if we don't win this one, I've got to say, I think we've rallied really well in this second half, and I think we've been the better team. They've had a couple of
we have in the second half.
I think we've made the better chance. I mean, Paqueta, what a chance that was. Fornals had a really, really good chance on the 76th minute, didn't he?
We've had enough chances to win it. We have had enough chances to win the game.
The Souček pullback for Bowen, 67 minutes, great chance. So there's enough in there for
Antonio has just been shoulder barged in the back off the ball, and nothing's been given.
Yeah.
Now, it's looking dangerous. Looking dangerous for Tottenham. They're down there. Now look, ref. Oh, finally, he remembers where his whistle is. Antonio fouled again, and you got Conte running up, having a moan.
Again.
That's another for the Spurs player.
Mickey Antonio given the man of the match award by Sky, which BT Sports, sorry, which will come to obviously in due course.
That was Perisic, who's whatever his bloody name is, that's got the booking. I think he was the one that done the foul on Antonio that wasn't given as well in the same passage of play.
Yeah. How long we got left? What have you got?
In the 93rd minute, 94th minute approaching. That's the 94th minute now, 93 and 2 seconds. And the ball's launched long, and Antonio knocks it on. Oh! Just slightly wrong-footed Bowen there, but they've hoisted it out for Tottenham have hoisted it out for a throw-in. Now, what is it? Do we do a long throw by Antonio, or do we have Antonio in the mixer? Antonio's in the mixer. Looks like it is Kufal taking a throw-in, or was that Bowen? That's Kufal about to take the throw-in there. It's a long throw-in right into the box, and it's fallen to Paqueta, and it's now Emerson. He crosses it in. It's 6 and 2 for Bowen. Oh no! Right across the face of goal. How did that not go in? And that's a corner to West Ham.
I'm enjoying your commentary more than the game, I've got to say. It's great fun. We got a corner? Time for a corner?
I'm not sure if it is a corner. It looked like it to me. It was 6 and 2 threes, and how Antonio and Bowen didn't connect with that ball across the front of goal. That will haunt me to my dying day.
Well, I'm just about to see it. But take us through it, Nick, to the final whistle. Seconds left, no doubt.
Seconds are left. I don't think, no, it's not a corner. It has gone out for a goal kick. Spurs are dragging their heels as they will do at this point in the game because
just put it in the bloody net, lad.
Yeah, see, you've just seen it. It is a goal kick. We played 94 minutes and 49 seconds. That is the final whistle. We had enough chances to basically put this game to bed. We should have won this game. I'll take the draw. We've broken the run of defeats at the London Stadium. The shoots are starting to grow. The shoots are definitely starting to grow. It's probably been our best performance of the season. We can be pleased with that. We also obviously ended Spurs'. They're not 100% record, are they?
No,
it's only Arsenal that with the 100% record. But no, a well-earned point. We should have won the game. But them's the breaks. We didn't lose, which is all that matters when we play those lot.
There you go. Final whistle has blown at the London Olympic Stadium, and it has finished. West Ham United won, Tottenham won. A really, really good London derby. Great stuff. Both sides giving it 100%. Spurs taking the lead in the first half in the 33rd minute, a Kehrer own goal. But Thomas Souček cancelling that out in the 55th minute with a great half volley after Antonio put him in just on the edge of the 6-yard box. West Ham had chance after chance thereafter, but just couldn't find the finishing touch. Jared Bowen, 67 minutes, played in by Souček, couldn't find the net. Pablo Fornal, 76 minutes, Bowen this time providing, put it over the bar, couldn't find the net. Paqueta, 91st minute, and ball came across from the right-hand side, couldn't put a foot in it, get it in, and then right at the end, in the last 9 seconds of the game, the ball comes across from the edge of the box. Oh, Michail Antonio, it was like watching Paul Gascoigne against Germany in the 1996 Euro 96 semi-finals, where the ball went agonisingly close to his toe, just couldn't quite reach out and put a foot in it. Want to know what he didn't leave with his right foot? Might have had a chance. Don't know. We'll have to have a look at a replay. But it doesn't matter because it's all over. It's finished. West Ham United won, Tottenham won. The spoils are shared at the London Olympic Stadium. Really, really good London derby. Great game, great advert for the Premier League. Nick, what are your initial thoughts on what you've seen tonight?
My initial thoughts, I've already said it, mate. Hang on, let's sort the cushion out. It's falling up the chair. My initial thoughts, we had the chances to win that game. But strangely enough, it's not one of those games that we've drawn where it feels like a loss.
Yeah.
I think obviously the euphoria of the equaliser. No, I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. But what an awful, dirty, snidey team Tottenham have become. If I had to watch that week in, week out, I'd be punching myself in the face for a bit of comfort.
The first big incident of the game came in with just 11 minutes on the clock. Spurs were awarded a penalty by Peter Banks, given for handball against Aaron Cresswell. Few agonising moments as VAR took a look, and of course, the longer these things go on, Nick, the more that you get the impression that they're going to ask the referee to change the decision.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened there.
Absolutely. By the rules of the game, it shouldn't have been a penalty. Happy with VAR on that one. Did have a shocker. He was terribly inconsistent. He was letting too much ride to the point then where Spurs were getting away with it. And then as soon as one of their players goes down, he's blowing the whistle. You've got the Antonio on the edge of the box with whoever it was that went down and bought a free kick. And that's just one example of the kind of side that Spurs have been coached to become. And it's just not the spirit of the game, is it, really? It's not how anybody, even neutrals, want to see the game played. It's just cheating. And not to forget as well, we had our own players do it. We had Jared Bowen go down like he'd been shot when he would have been better off staying on his feet. I think the frustrating thing is when it happens to us, as we saw, when Bowen gets fouled again, genuinely, he didn't get given it. But it seemed that when the Spurs players dived, they were getting given it anyway. Do you know what I mean? And that's the inconsistency that really grinds my gears, to use a phrase that is on the forum quite often. It's nothing short of shocking. I don't care if referees make mistakes, so long as the mistakes are consistent, so to speak. It just seems to be in favour of the other. And Spurs were throwing themselves to the floor, getting everything, and we weren't getting genuine free kicks, which it leaves a slightly sour taste in your mouth. But nonetheless, after our horrendous start, we've now gone 3 games unbeaten. Can't really grumble. We're starting to turn it around.
Yeah, we are. 2 wins in a row and a draw. It's good stuff. Just noticed there's nearly 900 people on the forum, so obviously lots of people wanting to discuss what they've seen tonight. We'll have a look at some of the best comments from there shortly. But we're just going to stay on this. Man of the match. Just jump into man of the match. We don't normally do this straight away, but we're going to change it around a bit tonight. The TV bods went for Michail Antonio. Do you think that's a fair shout? Or would you have gone for someone else, Nick?
I'm going to go with my new favourite player. Because apart from the own goal, which he had no choice but to try and get that ball, I think he was imperious in that centre-back position. And some of the forward balls and some of his vision, some of his class and his quality showed through in that game. I'm going to give it to Kera. He's my new favourite. I like the way he plays.
Yeah, gives us a different option at the back there, doesn't he? Different dimension in terms of being able to play the ball out. We touched on it, didn't we? That who was it who had the chance? Was it Antonio, where he started that build-up from the back, and he was facing our goal, and instead of playing the obvious pass back to Fabianski, turned around and played a quick, sharp through ball to Fornals. Brilliant pass, 25-yard pass.
That's why Paris Saint-Germain played him. I'm not being funny, although he didn't make a huge career at PSG. He's an experienced player. He's a multi-capped German international. you can see his quality. You can see his quality, and once he's on the same level with his teammates and vice versa.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see. He's going. I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say he's going to be our signing of the season, especially pound for pound. Because for 10 million,
let us know who you thought was. Sorry, Nick. Go on.
For 10 million pound, what a steal!
Yeah, looks like it's.
But Antonio. Souček deserves a mention. He was battling away in the midfield there. He got the goal. This feels like, something I said earlier, sometimes you get a draw and it feels like you've been beaten. This draw actually feels like a win tonight.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
So it feels better. I suppose always coming from behind feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can't.
The win, of course.
Should have gone to
Sorry, go on.
Savers.
No, I can't really knock anyone out there tonight, apart from
They come to me.
Jared Bowen, whose gamesmanship, and apart from a couple of times in the second half, even his effort, which is not something you usually have to, you can usually throw and accuse him of lack of effort. He's off form. He needs maybe he needs a little rest. Let's say.
Corner against Norwich is interesting. Wasn't used, so maybe there's an opportunity there. Nick, could you just turn? I think got a bit of bleed back from the volume coming over. I think.
Yeah, the adverts are loud.
West Ham up to 14th. That point moves West Ham up to 14th, and so moves us above Forest, who were hammered 6-0 at Man City tonight. Let's have a quick look at the match stats before we go on. Overall stats finished thusly: possession West Ham 38%. To Tottenham's 62%. I'm not sure that's not how I remember it, but anyway, I mean,
I think a lot of that was the first half, to be honest. In the early stages, when we were, it was 80-20 at one point in the first half. So,
West Ham 14 shots, 4 on target. Tottenham 12 shots, 4 on target. So just proving the point, it doesn't matter, how much the ball you've got, it's what you do with it that counts. West Ham 3 corners, Tottenham 4. West Ham conceding 10 or committing 10 fouls, Tottenham 9. XG stats: West Ham 1.31, Tottenham 0.89. So that confirmed that West Ham definitely had the better chances throughout the game. Nick, now quiz time. One for you. What player am I talking about here? Match stats: 100% long balls completed, 100% tackles won, 90% pass accuracy. Had 53 touches, won 4 out of 5 ground duels, made 3 interceptions, had 1 shot on goal. Who am I talking about?
My man of the match, D'Lo Kera.
No, but he's someone else you mentioned not long after.
Souček. No, Souček.
Souček, Tommy Souček. There was one other stat which said 1 goal, but that kind of would have given it away just a little bit if I'd read you that one. But yeah, Tommy Souček, Imperious out there today. Taken a lot of stick, hasn't he, from the fans this season, but had a really good game, I think, at Villa last weekend.
Yep.
But there you go, 90% pass accuracy, 3 interceptions, 100% long balls complete, 100% tackles won, 90% pass accuracy. Good figures for a central midfielder, and that's the sort of thing that we need to see from him if we're going to continue this upward trend.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but he was top of the figures against what they bloody call the Danish side, Viborg.
Yeah.
So that's three games in a row that he's topped the stats. So he's turning it around because he has had his issues. But no, he was imperious tonight, and yeah, can't fault him. We're getting the old Tommy back, and what's that? 2 goals? No. Yes, he has. That's 2 goals for him already this season. He scored against Viborg, didn't he? As far as I remember.
Yes.
In fact, he scored it. Has he scored in both games against them?
Now you're asking. I'll have to check the stats. I can't remember. But I mean, you said you sort of just going back to what you're saying there about how you felt. It feels like a win. I've got to say, I'm a bit frustrated that we haven't actually won the game. I'm a bit disappointed. Which, bearing in mind, we went into the halftime break a goal behind, and we were sort of quite concerned that Son had that chance, didn't he? 4 minutes into the second half, where he was only about 8 yards out, and he put the ball wide of the post, just sort of passed it beyond the goal. Had a really good chance. That stage, you're thinking, we'd be lucky to get a point, but here we are at the end of it. I'm a bit disappointed, I've got to say.
Yeah, I understand why. I do understand why. I think taking it all in the season as a whole into context with this game and the opponents, that I think that's why I'm so happy. I thought this weren't going to end well. I posted that on the forum. I did say when the team was announced and that Skamaka wasn't involved, I did say this isn't going to end well, and it did. Interestingly, Learn to Dig as on the in the comments on YouTube has actually put passes in the final third. It was 85-46 for us, but for all the possession that Tottenham had, they did bugger all with it. They actually
Was
did
that for
bugger
us?
all with it.
I presume that's what he said, but I don't think he's actually clarifying who the 86 was for, is he?
Well, it can't have been. It can't be any other way because Spurs. We had made 61 when I mentioned it that we'd made during the commentary that we'd already made 61 in the final third. So the fact that Spurs have still only on 46, it can't.
Yeah.
It can't be. It can't be us. Polaroid has said Declan Rice man of the match for me. I've got to respectfully agree there, mate. He was, whilst not at fault for the goal, he was found missing for the goal. He made quite a few errors. He turned over play back to Spurs too many times. And to me, he was nowhere near his form of the last half an hour against Villa. I won't even say second half because he started the second half quite poorly as well against Villa. He's way down the list for me. He's nowhere near back to his best in this game. Too many mistakes creeping into his game. The slight petulance when he ran into the box and the ball and he gave it away, where he threw his arms down by his sides in frustration. Whilst Tottenham are on a break. He's got to learn to know what it means to play Tottenham. If you're a West Ham player, you need to know what it means. You don't throw your arms in the penalty box because you've given it away. You get on those heels and you chase that ball and make amends. And he didn't, and they went on to score. But he's set the high standards, so I don't think I'm being overly harsh.
I think Declan, for me, had a pretty similar game to that on Sunday. I thought he was pretty mediocre for the first hour or so, and then sort of came alive towards the end. Actually, about the same time that Paqueta came on, maybe just before. Speaking of who, what did you make of our Brazilian and his first game for the Hammers, his debut performance? Wasn't on for long. Obviously, he's only trained with the team today, we understand, for the first time ever. What did you make of what you saw of him?
He looked like a player that had only met his teammates this morning for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
That's it. I'm not going to try and come out with anything different apart from that. The best thing he did in all game was upending what's his face. That was actually quality. No, I'm not going to. He was anonymous, wasn't he? Really, apart from that, but. It's not a criticism of him. He looked lost. He didn't have a bloody clue. He didn't know where he was. He was like, what the bloody hell am I doing? Let's see how he fares against Chelsea.
That would be a much better.
Who I think we may get a result from. Probably a crap result, but we'll get a result from him nonetheless.
I've just seen, I just seen a couple of people on the forum actually saying the same, that Chelsea are having a terrible time at the moment, aren't they, for their standards? And this is probably the best time to play them. So we'll probably go and get beat 4 or 5-0. But anyway, I've just seen the boss on the telly. Moisey is being interviewed by the BT Sports team. Doesn't look particularly happy with what he's seen, and maybe that's down to the fact that we probably had the best chances. In the end, we'll come back to that in a minute. Hopefully, Joey Cole's on the telly, looking very, very tanned. It must be said. He's obviously been away in the sun for a bit. It's going to be grey there, Joey.
It's in the sunbed in his Essex mansion, isn't
it? Looking well though. Good to see him looking well and sharing. But I'm not sure they should have put him next to Peter Crouch. Though. That looks like a bit of a mismatch.
That is a bit unfair.
A bit of a little laugh. Hopefully, we'll find out a bit of what Moisey said before we go. We are going to wrap up fairly soon because obviously it's a midweek game. I've got to go and write some content. Nick's got to get to bed. fairly soon, so we're not going to keep your time for too long. But let's just have a little talk about that West Ham goal. We've just seen it again on the telly. It came at a time when we were sort of up against it. We didn't start the second half particularly well, did we? Spurs came out sort of looking slightly strong, and then we began to get into it, and then sort of out of nowhere, quick throw in. Was it Bowen who took the throw?
I think it was, yes.
Bowen took the throw. Ball came across.
Forward hours.
Down to Antonio, Antonio
with that lovely little chip. That was a beautiful ball by Antonio.
It was a beautiful. I was going to say we're talking about man of the match. I think I'm going to give mine to the ball boy who threw the ball quickly back to Bowen while the Spurs players weren't looking. Superb piece of play there by that particular ball boy. I hope they give him a bonus tonight anyway. But great goal from Tommy Souček. Took it really well, didn't he?
He did. It was a cracking strike. No one's saving that. No one's saving that at all. But that's the downfall. When you're a team that does shithousery like Tottenham do, and you're too busy moaning at the ref and stuff like that, you're going to get sometimes you get your comeuppance and you get your pocket picked, which is exactly what we did there. And I think that's what made the goal all the more satisfying, because we caught them with their pants down, and it was lovely. It was lovely, and we done shithousery in the legal form of the game with a free throw-in while they were too busy bitching.
Yeah,
and I like that, because that's in the spirit of the game, not what they do with their rolling over, moaning to the ref every time. And I would say that Conte's probably going to rip them a new one for that. But do you know what?
Yeah, because
it's quite clearly what they do is an instruction. It's what they're told to do by the manager. And so no, they're not going to change that. And long may it continue, because I want them to get the reputation of the dirty, snide little team that they are. Little old West Ham.
Point about that goal. Sorry, Nick.
Oh, this is now the replay of the first zip across the face of the box, where if somebody was there, Bowen, and he's tried to nip it in with his left foot, and it's gone across the face of goal because of the spin of the ball. God, can you imagine that if Scamacca was bearing down? And then
is this the chance in the final minute?
No, this is the first one of Bowen's.
Okay.
They've now just shown the Fornals miss as well, and the more I look at it, the more I want to cry. And then the Richarlison clearance that bounces back off of old Bonner, and again just goes across the face of goal with nobody there. And that's where you need an instinctive striker in your team.
Yeah,
because people like Kane and Son and Salah, they'd be there. They'd be running into those boxes in the box, get on the end of that.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen that chance actually from that angle, the Bowen chance. And if he takes that with his left foot, he's just cushioning that into the corner. I don't know why he's trying to take it on his. Well, he's obviously more comfortable on his right foot. That's why he's tried to take it on the right foot. Fornals chance again. I mean, we made them, didn't we? Plenty of chance, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from tonight. Yes, we've got a point. It's a decent result. Oh, that chance at the end. I can't believe it. But we've made chances. And this is the thing we've not been doing. We've not been creating enough in the final third in the opening 4 games. Even at Villa, we didn't create an awful lot. Somehow managed to win it. But tonight, we could have had 3 or 4. On another day, if everything falls your way, you've got 3 or 4 goals there. And that's going to be really encouraging for Moyes and the team.
It has. They've just shown the Emerson Paqueta mix up. And that's what's really frustrating. They both talk Brazilian. So you can't even blame a language barrier for that one.
No.
One of them should have called for it.
Yeah.
And that could have been 2-1. In hindsight, this is probably the most animated I've been in a match as well. In hindsight, you're right. Maybe we should be a bit disappointed we didn't win that.
I mean, when I say that, I mean disappointed in the sense that, not disappointed in the way we play, because I'm really pleased that we've looked good tonight. We've matched. I think it's fair to say we've matched up. Had a pretty poor opening, but overall, I think it's fair to say it was quite an even game. We had the better chances, so I'm not disappointed with that. I'm just disappointed that we haven't won the game in the end.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have to do it, in my opinion. But I'm sure Spurs fans will be saying the same, that, they created enough in the first hour to put the game beyond us. But them's the breaks. You've got to take your chances. And if you don't, this is what happens. But encouraging, though, mate. It's been a good night, I think, all in all. We've seen a bit of the old West Ham from last season again, haven't we?
We have. And hopefully it's not a false dawn, and it wasn't just us raising our game for our cup final. So I'd like to think it is the start of green shoots. We disappointed with the result. But it is an oxymoron, isn't it? You're disappointed with the result, but it kind of feels like a win because of the way we played and the way we've gone about it. It's but it makes a change to have a draw that feels like a loss, to be fair. So
yes, not a bad night, all in all. I think we can say we can leave. We can end tonight's stream reasonably happy with that point. It's 4 points from the last 6. We had a very disappointing start, but certainly looks like West Ham are a bit back and forward. Of course, we're playing without Aguerd still injured. Paqueta's not trained with his new players. Scamacca was missing. The side potentially can be even stronger than this, and it's nice to know that and someone mentioned it on the live stream a few moments ago. But what's nice is that we can bring players on like Paqueta, which gives the crowd a real lift. Last season, you're looking at the bench and you're thinking, who've we got? We've got Vlasic or I don't know, Lanzini, and that's our only attacking options. It was, we had a bench for the goalkeepers and defenders, Mark Noble and the odd attacking midfielder. Now we've got real options. Cornet's not even had a look in the last 2 games, and he's looked really bright when he's played. Scamacca not there. We've got options. Good. It's good. It's encouraging.
Yeah, I think maybe against Chelsea, I would give Bowen a little bit of a rest. Maybe not. The reason being I'd give him a rest is he does. I don't know whether it is his England called up or what, but I get the impression he is being a bit of a Billy Big Spuds out on the pitch with his diving and whatever, and he's trying to. I think he's trying to play a bit too nonchalantly.
Okay,
is that a word?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, maybe. I'll check later. And
it works.
Kind of a bit like Rice needs to go back to basics and do what he's best at. And I think
he needs to remember how he got in this position in the first place.
Absolutely.
Last season, I mean, because let's not forget he started slow last season, and nothing really. The effort was there; it just wasn't coming off for him. But I think you're right. I think he needs to just get back to basics and maybe Nobby, Kevin Nolan, just have a word with him in training and say, look, let's not forget where you came from, and that's what got you in this position.
Absolutely.
But, the point is, as we say, Moyes has got options now. If someone's not playing, he can give him a rest. Looking ahead to Chelsea, looks like Cresswell might be a doubt for that because we saw him with his foot packed in ice at the end there, was taken off. Looks like Emerson could be going back to his old club, potentially as a fullback. But, we said it a few moments ago, didn't we, Nick? It's a really good time to play Chelsea. And if we're to continue this resurgence, you'd maybe looking at that going, thinking, well, we want at least a point from that.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea this season haven't been particularly great shakes, but neither have we. Make no bones about that.
Yeah.
They tend to not lose 2 in a row, Chelsea. That's the thing with these Sky 6 teams, is they don't often lose 2 in a row, and they lost their last game. They're at home. It's a London derby.
Mm-hmm.
Can we win? Yeah, I think we could. Excuse me. Will we win a different kettle of fish?
Yeah.
But on a one-off game, what's Paqueta will have another couple of days of training.
Yeah.
He's probably really going to have to start hitting those English lessons as well. Which is something, that's something else to bear in mind. English isn't going to be his first language, and he's learned Italian. He's had to learn a bit of French. Now he's going to have to learn a bit of English. So yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit of a slow burner, in all honesty. But that's no bad thing. that's no bad thing, having a player of his quality to gradually ease in for the every half hour of games. I wouldn't go chucking him in to start a London derby away at Stamford Bridge. Not yet. I would be starting maybe Cornet on the right in place of Bowen. Not because Bowen's done particularly much wrong. It's just because he hasn't done particularly much right. That's the problem. So maybe sort of not knock him down a peg, but give him a kick up the arse. The more you can say to him, look, mate, you may have got a couple of England caps, but you're not an England international yet. And if you want to go to the World Cup, which I'm sure he does, because at the moment there ain't a plane out there. There ain't a seat out there, sorry, on a plane with Jared Bowen's name on it. Not unless he's flying out to Marbella. Because on this form, there's no way he's getting back in that England squad. Not a chance in hell. And he's got to play his way into it. Otherwise, he's staying at home. Okay,
work to do for Jared. Quick news from elsewhere. Liverpool have beaten Newcastle. Carvalho scoring the winner in the 98th minute at Anfield. But Newcastle fans are seething about that one. But there you go. We're going to end there, I think, Nick.
Indeed.
Been a good night. Been a fun night. Thank you to everyone for joining us live on the stream. We're also going to end actually by giving a big. Well, we haven't discussed transfer deadline day, have we?
No.
What's going to happen tomorrow? Before we go. We got any more coming in? Do you think?
I'll be surprised if we bring anyone in. I really will be surprised. I think that's done. There doesn't seem to be any whispers or anything on the grapevine unless something, snowballs really quickly. No, I don't see it. I don't think we need it, but we shall see. We may possibly be sitting here tomorrow discussing our new signings anyway.
Well, we are going to do a special show, aren't we, tomorrow? I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you, actually, but we are. Well, you're welcome to join, of course.
No, we spoke after the last one, didn't we?
We did.
When we was off air.
Actually. Yeah, we did.
And we did say
we're going to be joined by Chris Wilkinson's going to be joining us, our match reporter, Jack Elderton, who does the podcast with Chris, maybe Callum as well, if we can get hold of him. For a bit tomorrow night, maybe one or two of the other guys as we count down the transfer window. Will West Ham make any more? Bednarak maybe from Southampton coming in as a loan signing, possibly Dawson going out tomorrow. Maybe something will happen with Amano Breuer. I get the feeling he might not be at Chelsea tomorrow if they can push through the deal for Aubameyang from Barca, which looks like it might be going.
I think he may be staying if Aubameyang comes in, because he ain't going to be playing for a while, is he? Because he got beaten up and had his jaw broken. So
yeah, he's going to be out for a few weeks, isn't he? But
yeah, I'll be surprised.
I'll be surprised if Breuer's still at Chelsea by this time tomorrow. But we shall see. I've got the feeling there's a twist in the tail yet. So if you're about tomorrow night, come and join us here on KUMB TV via our YouTube channel for a bit of a countdown. It's either that or watch that Jim White on Sky. Could be worse. But anyway, final word. Declan Rice, 200th appearance for West Ham United tonight. And he's going to be here for at least one more season. Great stuff. Good to see him get his mojo back a bit towards the end of the game tonight. And let's hope he continues to improve and impress throughout the season. That's it from me and Nick. Any final words, Nick, before we go?
Come on, your irons.
Sounds good to me. Thank you to everyone for joining us on the live stream. As always, we love having you here. Love your company. Love your comments down below. If you've enjoyed what you've seen tonight, there's a little thumbs up button down there somewhere. Just give it a little click if you would. I'm told it helps us. Apart from that, Nick and I are off to the KUMB.com forum match thread to see what's going on over there. As I said, there was nearly 1,000 people on there earlier, which is pretty amazing. So do come and join us over there if you're about for the next hour or so. It's finished. West Ham United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1 at the London Olympic Stadium tonight. The Hammers unlucky in the end not to win it. But I guess we'll take a point after what was a pretty disappointing start. But anyway, good stuff. As I said, we're back tomorrow night. Do come and join us if you can. Not sure if there's going to be an Eyes Up Mother Brown on Saturday, given the changes in the fixture time. Might not be possible for me to do it, but unless Nick fancies flying solo, we'll have a chat about that anyway before then. So next up, Game TV tomorrow night for the live transfer window special. Come and join us then. Till then, folks, take care of yourselves, and as always,
come on your way.